His
True. What the hell? It's so stupid.
Doesn't mean
parents
his parents were refugees.
No, he I haven't done a ton of digging in this story, so that's why I'm
That
asking for
doesn't
links.
mean he's a refugee.
No, of course not. Of course he's not.
No, he's second generation, so he wouldn't be a refugee.
Well,
His
doesn't
parents
mean his parents were refugees.
It
Were
doesn't
they?
necessarily mean it. That's why I asked.
Just
Yes.
send it over here.
So silly.
Or if it is, because I can't find it. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I can't find anything on it.
We don't know.
Oh wow, if you can't find it, then it must be false, Lauren Southern. If a person of your caliber cannot find it, then, then I guess it's just unfindable. What sort of an argument is that? I can't find it, and therefore it's false. Yeah. Yeah. It was a very brutal genocide. One of the most horrifying genocides. One of the perpetrators who was interviewed described it as hard work. Hard work that he did not want to shy away from. He wanted to be a responsible citizen that doesn't just stand aside and make other people do the work, and that it's hard work, that a human being is a big animal, that to take a machete and chop someone to bits is hard work. We could do a whole tangent about the Rwandan genocide, but I don't think this is the time.
I don't know if he's a Hutu or a Tutsi.
Exactly.
We do know
Why did she laugh?
one thing, right, folks?
Wait, but
Or a Tutsi.
If it is, because I can't find it. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I can't find anything on it.
We don't know if he's a Hutu or a Tutsi.
Exactly.
Why did she laugh here? That was so weird. What's so funny about this statement? The fuck? Ha 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 ha. Why? The hell? Jesus.
We do know one thing, right, folks?
wait, but
We
then
know
also
that
real quick,
everyone-
wait, just for somebody, I don't know.
Jesus. The things people find funny.
If it's Sour or Lauren or somebody, can somebody link the first time at Telegram? I want to see a post on July 30th at Telegram saying that that the guy is not like a Muslim person.
Sorry, the Telegraph.
or Telegraph.
reported this. So the Daily Telegraph reported this
good
on July
point.
30th.
Another
Okay.
good point from the chat is if they were refugees from the Rwandan genocide, they should have gone home 20 years ago.
Why? Wait, why? What the why? What the fuck? Why? That makes no sense. No, that's not how that works. Is Lauren Southern stupid? That's not how that works. Once you enter a country as a refugee, and you build a life in said country, you're not required to leave. Believe it or not, all the Ukrainian refugees will not be required to leave Poland once the war is over. They will be incentivized to come back, but they will not be required to come back. So there is no they should have returned home at X time. You go somewhere as a refugee, you rebuild your life at that place, and at that point you just live there. You're just there. I'm sorry to say. Like literally, a lot of Ukrainian refugees are such a boon to Polish economy that the Ukrainian government actually said, don't make it too sweet for people because we actually want people to return once the war is over. Like this is the chat. Lauren Southern's chat is really, really stupid. That's all that I can say.
I
Hang
mean,
on.
don't you resettle?
Asylum status, at least in the United States, and I'm sure because the United States has adopted a lot of these foreign treaties, which provide for these procedures in many different countries. It's a pathway to citizenship. Asylum status is you get a green card in the United States, and so just because you're but hang on, at least in the United States, and the United States is very.
When we had a bunch of El Salvadorians come because of an earthquake, later on they had to get an
Can you turn up your mic, Sean? You're very quiet.
In the United States, asylum is a pathway to a green card. That's a fact.
Not all the time.
It's a fact, my friend. It's a fact. Asylum status can get you.
There you go. Lawyer him, Pisco. Grill him like the lawyer that you are. Objection. I know my law stuff. Now is the moment when you should sort of, I don't know, use the lawyer credential. Now is the actually appropriate time for him to talk about being a lawyer. When he speaks about the, asylum being a path to citizenship in the US, now is the time to say, I know my stuff, I'm a lawyer. Of course, there's of course a matter of whether or not he's a lawyer that specializes in immigration law, but that's neither here nor there, right?
An adjustment of status, which will give you a green card and give you a pathway to citizenship. Asylum is for persecution, and that will give you a pathway to citizenship in most cases. Some people are ineligible to apply for citizenship for other reasons, but that just is the case. And so you're saying, well, all asylees or all refugees should go back home.
That is such a stupid thing to say.
That defeats the purpose of a lot of asylum laws, at least in the United States.
I mean, asylum is different from refugee status, but
the definition of refugee is at least in America, is consistent, and actually the asylum processes map on to the processes, or at least the definition of refugee for purpose.
This is an ex-cop, right?
Of their procedures. One thing I want all of us to agree on, though, regardless of your stance on immigration, is the riots should be condemned. Is that fair? Everyone should condemn the violence that's going on.
Destiny's here already laughing his ass off. Is it time for Destiny to say the riots need to stop and that he gives his blessing on certain things? Is that the moment? That the riots need to stop, that they should have stopped a long time ago, and that if, Are we about to hear Destiny's blessings again?
On right now in the UK. Can I get everyone on the record condemning the violence?
Yeah, you shouldn't be burning stuff. Everybody knows that.
Awesome. Lauren, do you agree?
Yeah, don't burn stuff. But I'm not against protesting. I'm certainly not against the people protesting.
Oh, wow. Now, Lauren, I wonder if she had the same energy about the BLM protests. I really wonder.
But you're against them using violence and the people who are deploying violence. It's illegitimate, right?
I am against violence, yes, but
right.
This is just like a do the rounds, do the disavowals. This isn't actually addressing any sort of real issue.
Yeah, the real issue of those evil foreigners that breed killer children. That's the real issue, the real existing issue.
I'm glad that you disavowed it, Lauren and AJW. And Callum, you would also disavow this, and Sour Evil Boy, you would also disavow the violence and condemn it.
Legally, as British people, we can't support it.
I'm just asking, would you condemn it?
What the fuck? Is he saying that if he could legally, then he would support it?
That means no.
Will you right now condemn the violence? Yes or no?
Oh my
Callum?
gosh.
Yeah,
yes
but
or
what's
no?
the point in asking? I legally can't say if I did
No, no, no.
support it.
I'm just
I would go
asking
to
if you
jail.
will yes affirmatively condemn it. I'm
Yeah,
not
but if I
telling you
did,
Yes.
what's the
okay,
point in
awesome.
asking? I would go to jail.
Well, you could just say no answer,
You know, it's
right?
like
Yeah, you can still just say no comment. There you go. Would you go to jail for that?
when I had that chat about the Trump stuff with Destiny, his whole audience were so upset. They're like, "Oh, by asking these questions of whether he supports the attempted assassination or not, Lauren's trying to get him banned off social media. By pushing Callum on this, you could literally be trying to put him in jail." That's what he's saying.
Only if his answer, he doesn't have to give an answer. He could say, I'm not going to answer that question, or that's a stupid question, or, who are you to ask me that kind of thing.
True.
There are a lot of ways that he could say, but just
Even if he
beyond just
disagreed,
encouraging
he
it.
literally couldn't. So he's saying it's a pointless question
He
because
couldn't
even
dodge
if
it?
he
It's undodgeable. It's undodgeable.
He couldn't
If
dodge
you had
the
a
question.
person on who supported the riots, you can't just sit and dodge the question because, again, they're looking for people to put in jail right now, and we don't have free speech rights.
Okay. I mean, I think it would be something like,
So even
I don't know.
England doesn't have free speech. It only has immigrants. After all, it's only one generation from becoming a Muslim country.
he had a
Quite simple to
nuanced
dodge.
answer on
Just
it.
be like,
Even,
no.
no, because maybe he has a nuanced answer on it, which is very possible, where it's like, I condemn this or that, but I support this or that, and that could face jail time, and that's insane. Do you
Can you give us an example of such an answer? Lauren Southern, that would be nuanced. And that's just stupid. I'm sorry. I don't buy it.
He
condemn
couldn't
that? He
say,
could
I
face
can't
jail
answer
time.
that question right now. He couldn't say that.
He's literally saying that.
Well, I heard
we
him say,
don't-
yes, I condemn it.
Look,
we don't.
can all
Let's say there's an
agree that
aspect I
when
like,
people
or I did like the whole
riot,
thing.
It's horrible and bad, and when minorities or,
What was
or
that?
whatever, then it's the voice of the unheard. We all agree with that.
Hang on. No one said that we supported riots. I think you have on this call, Steven, who.
Yeah, I think that's called
disavowed it
projection. That's called projection. What do you just
And
okay.
got banned for saying that he was totally against the violence that was going on. I certainly was against the violence. So was Joe Biden, who I support. And so I don't know who you're talking about.
I will sort of say there have been a number of people who are on the left, certainly including like The Guardian, and there's been other commentators, Paul Mason, Ian Fitzgerald. I'll have to get these people's names up specifically, but you can see how they reacted in 2011 to the London riots, which was caused because there was a gangland member who was shot by the police. And that started riots all across the country. Yeah, these people in 2011 at the time were saying, again, riots are the language of the unheard. This is, actually we need to defend the rioters. So, they started doing films about, how we need to reassess how the rioters look. Yeah, but I'm saying, obviously now, now we know that you're not saying this, but certainly a number of people on the British left right now who are.
So, protests are good. Unless it's protests against the death of people of color. But riots are bad unless it's a nuanced answer and some aspects are good. Okay. Got it. I understand now. Okay.
Saying that we need to send the army in. I've had the complete opposite opinion when it comes to left-wing violence.
I think that's fair. I mean, I'm not going to deny it. In America, there have been a lot of people who I think have had an about face on this, and depending on who the person is perpetrating it, I agree there's hypocrisy, but I don't think we should be victims of that hypocrisy. And I think we should stand up and if there are people causing disorder and riots, I think that what Starmer said was, who can have a problem with it? I mean, you guys pointed to, I thought I saw you guys do the comparison shots between the BLM protests and his response to that versus the riots that are going on now. But can't you see a difference in supporting peaceful protests versus violent riots? And do you think that Starmer actually would equivocate between those two?
I don't understand what the point of this is.
The point of what? Of these questions? It's to make sure that we're all understanding what's legitimate, what's illegitimate. A few weeks ago we had an assassination attempt on a former president of the United States, and now I'm going to go at Steven. I think he was a little bit weak on it at first, and I think it's just important every time these things happen for us to.
Don't rope me in. Don't rope me on your cuckoldry, okay? Absolutely not. Don't rope me on your cuckoldry, okay?
Well, hang on. So now I am going to go after you because you did say, and actually you double.
Jesus, Pisco is just wasting our time now, to be quite honest.
Down before, I think a week ago, when I asked you, would you still say that it's okay to burn down a police station in response to police or I don't know, police brutality? And you said, yeah, it would be. And so now I'm going to go after you. Do you think it would be?
Hold on. First of all, a couple weeks ago, you asked me if I supported the particular burning down of a particular police station, which I don't ever remember doing. What I said was,
yes or no?
I don't remember supporting a particular one. The line of question that was given from chat, and I think I still feel the same, was that if you indeed do, if it gets to the point where you want to riot and you want to get violent or whatever, I don't think you should ever riot against private property. But if you want to riot against public property, it makes more sense because this would be the target of your ire because you feel like or whatever. It's the government that's fucking you over or whatever. Pretty sure those were all of my statements. You can look it up and find something that contradicts it. I don't think I've ever said in particular, this police station should be burned down or this thing. Pretty sure all I've ever said is if you are going to riot, destroy stuff, it should at least be public property, not private property. Pretty sure those
Would
are the
you
same
support or
things.
would you not support the burning down of a police station in BLM?
It would depend on the circumstances. Like random burning down of public property or random burning down, probably not. But like theoretically, let's say there was some police station and there was like a lynching of like 2 black people and the local cops exonerated all their own people and they said, well, nothing happened and like everybody saw the recordings or whatever. People decided to riot or whatever. It escalated to some violent shit. They burned it down. I don't know if I feel as bad about
How would you be able to say which burning is random and which one is not?
that. Like it makes more sense there. But I mean,
so who are you to talk down to like these people then? I guess if they feel that immigration has this, like I totally disagree with them. I think they're stupid as hell, but they feel like their country's being taken away from them. That's the same kind of sentiment that I'm hearing from them.
Yeah, but my issue is they're always too spineless to just admit what they don't like. They try to pretend that it's
And of course, it's all bullshit because you'd have to actually demonstrate that immigration is to blame for anything. And the evidence has to be based more than just vibes and a person committed a crime and happened to be a child of immigrants,
it's about immigration, or they try to pretend that it's about Muslims. It's about brown people. Like if they just said that, I'd have more respect for it. Like brown people are scary. I don't like the fact that there are so many of them immigrating to this country. First of all, the article that you linked me says
that is not true.
Nothing about this person being Christian whatsoever. So it just says that he was originally from Cardiff and that he moved there with Rwandan parents when he was age 6. So nothing in this article is about him being Christian. Okay, number
Cardiff,
one.
in Wales.
Cardiff, or whatever, Cardiff or whatever, right? Okay, yeah, but that's my
Oh no.
issue is that if people would just be honest and people would just say, listen, these people are, the mass brown migrants are going to destroy our fucking culture or whatever, then I'd be like, okay, fine, I get it. But they don't. They hide behind like all this other like cringe shit. Like this guy earlier was just saying like, well, they happen to be protesting near a mosque and some of them might have thrown bricks through the window, but it wasn't about protesting outside the mosque originally. Like,
there you go. Finally, Destiny points out the glaring contradiction. The mosque just happened to be there. And the bricks just happened to fly. It happens. Happens sometimes. It's just one of those wacky coincidences of life, isn't it?
bro, if you're going to burn down a police station, say it. If you're going to throw bricks into a mosque, say you're there to protest a mosque. Like, don't, like, mince words.
True.
Steven, are you, like you just said, if you're scared they're going to change the culture, how would they change the culture? How would they do that?
By being brown. Obviously. Duh.
How would all these brown immigrants change the culture?
I can't, I'm not a racist, so I can't compute the question. I guess I'm
I'm sorry, Lauren. I'm not on the same wavelength as you. Oh my gosh.
Muslims could change the culture? Is that the question?
You guys are just afraid of brown people, and then you said it's all about these brown people changing the culture.
Like you said it earlier when you're like mass migration and Muslim, they go together. And it's like, what?
True. She did say that. True. Uh-oh. Yeah, of course.
Right.
Well, then,
how would the brown people change the culture?
Yeah.
How would the brown people change the culture?
I don't know how brown. Are you asking how Muslims would change the culture?
Factors? Is it because maybe there are other factors than just immigrants being brown?
There could be.
But they all happen to be brown. Pretender. Oh, Govan. Oh. Who are you? You're definitely new here. Pretender of what? I'm going to your channel. Your channel is very strange. Pretender. Is this a Transformers reference? What are you implying, Lauren?
And maybe that's people's main issue, which is why people were protesting outside a mosque and not just outside.
what?
Maybe that's people being brown.
Culture?
Factors. Is it because maybe there are other factors than just immigrants being brown?
There could be.
And maybe that's people's main issue, which is why people were protesting outside a mosque. And
So were they or were they not? I thought there was just happened to be on the same street.
not just outside random brown people's houses.
Do you understand that when a Christian does a terror attack and the response is, we're going to protest outside of a mosque, and the only thing linking these two things together is that Muslims tend to be brown and the attacker was brown?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's happening? Oh, no. Woof.
That doesn't
Do you
help your
think that
argument, right?
Oh, it doesn't. No. I'm afraid not.
Two things that people dislike about mass immigration is when they stab children and also when they change the religious dynamic of the country to something that
This
is
guy was a Christian
What the fuck is this answer?
churchgoer.
Yeah, well, he stabbed
No,
people.
hang on.
That is the dynamic of the country to something.
Yeah, but he stabbed people. That makes him a Muslim. That makes him spiritually a Muslim. Here you go. I'm helping Lawrence Southern with the argumentation. He's no, spiritual is not enough. Lawrence Southern is. I'm not sure if Lawrence Southern is religious. She was a genetic Muslim. There you go. Because he's brown.
that
This
is-
That
guy
makes him a genetic Muslim.
was a Christian churchgoer.
Yeah, well, he stabbed
No, hang
people.
on.
That is not in line with British culture values.
Well,
Stabbing children-
True. Fake Christian. Christians don't stab people. We all know that. No Christian has ever, especially from England, has ever stabbed anybody.
Technically, I mean,
Generally.
knife attacks and stabbing seem to be pretty British to me. But the
Lately,
what, I mean, like, what does
yeah,
that have to do with protesting outside of a mosque?
They're
Because
both
these are,
foreign. It's not that they're brown, it's that they're foreign. They're not English.
That is so stupid. So I guess by that logic, people should be burning mangas on the street. Because mangas are not British. They're foreign. People should be burning their Asterix comic books on the street. Asterix it's not British. It's foreign. Etc. Oh! Why not protest outside of a McDonald's? McDonald's not British. It's foreign. It's American. Protest outside of... Why not brick a McDonald's? Or KFC? Go. Go. Protest those evil foreign things.
Are you,
Also-
what are you
also,
like
I-
part of the
again-
Church of England, or what was the British thing when they broke up with the Catholic Church? What is that?
Again,
Even?
source on the guy being a Christian churchgoer.
So I'll pick you up on something first, Destiny. And I
Source.
don't think maybe this is not your fault, but you said it doesn't say in that article that he's Christian. No one said that it was released that he was Christian. It was released that he was the son of Rwandans. Rwanda is like 99% Christian. That's where that comes from. It's not.
Oh. Rwanda is 99% Christian. So why would you assume he's not Christian if Rwanda is 99% Christian?
That
Yep.
In the article, they said he was Christian. So he was Rwandan. Simple mathematics says that he's Christian.
Do you
Right.
so do you think
The
that when it was released that he was
popular UK
Rwandan, you don't think there's like a heavy association going on with, like, if it's 99% Christian, why was the protest outside of a mosque?
Uh-oh. Undermining the argument even more. Jesus. I told you these people are not very smart.
Because they're both foreign. Now,
Because-
But they're Christian. It's the same culture, technically speaking, no? It's the same Christian culture. It's just that,
It's all
The United
linked,
Kingdom-
exactly.
The United Kingdom doesn't work like the United States, where you guys talk about race so much. We talk about ethnicity. And if you're not English, you're not from England, you're foreign. Part of the massive vote for Brexit, for example, in 2016, was about white migration coming here. Europeans, largely being Eastern Europeans. Again, it's in that instance, and while part of the wider discussion about immigration, we're not massively concerned about race when you talk to people. It's about foreigners. Now, being
Wait,
brown,
I thought you said it
obviously
was
gives
about
away that you are a foreigner
ethnicity,
more
or
likely.
so?
Sorry.
I mean, Eastern Europeans are barely considered white, so it's also about race, let's be honest. Just saying. There is a reason why many racists say that Polish people are the, N-words of Europe.
Okay, wait. So it's about ethnicity and it's about being English. What does English mean? What does the English ethnicity to you? What do we, just to make sure we're on the same?
So the English are an ethnic group. They live in England mostly. The diaspora is a little bit around the world, like all other ethnic groups.
Is this like Anglo-Saxon, or what is a?
What in this?
He got stuck.
Same way
Hang on.
you find
Sorry.
sweet
Are you
in the
denying
British
that
student.
English exists as an ethnic group? Because
I don't know how. I'm going to be totally honest.
think
People
anybody
use
denies
nation,
that.
race, and ethnicity in like tons of different ways. I've never heard of the English ethnicity before. I think I've heard of Anglo-Saxon before, but I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. I'm not trying to poke
Okay,
fun of or make fun. I'm just not sure when you say English ethnicity. I'm not sure what that ethnic group or what you're referring to. I'm just curious. If it's like
True. Wait, so what about those evil Scots then? Should all Scots be thrown out of England? Because they're Scottish and not English ethnicity. What about Irish?
a more particular.
Scots are up north. It's not hard. The Irish have their own island. The Welsh are from Wales. This isn't difficult.
got the English, Welsh, Scots, and the Irish on this archipelago.
So do you guys think that
And
England's
those
the
are the
future?
primarily ethnic
Okay,
groups.
okay. So when you talk about English, Welsh, Irish, or Scottish, do you consider that another ethnic group in the UK?
Why did they go so silent? Is that a different cult question?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I mean, they're
missed
all
the question.
slightly different.
Okay, all right, okay. I don't know.
Slightly different. What makes them just slightly different?
I'm just like I said, I don't know. We
I
use
put in the
ethnicity and
Google
race. Even between
definition of-
Canada and America, I think we use ethnicity and race different. Okay, so are you telling me that when you guys are trying to get the reduction of immigrants coming to the country, do you feel just as strongly about white immigrants, brown immigrants, Catholic immigrants, and Muslim immigrants?
So I
Well,
put
I
in
mean,
the definition
yes.
of an ethnic group in the chat if you can.
I mean,
And-
like as Callum was saying, the Brexit vote in 2016 was driven primarily by concerns of immigration from the rest of Europe. A lot of people are saying Poles, Romanians,
But the UK is not just England.
who were the most of the people coming over to the UK for work, and
Wait, what happened? It just reset.
I'm a
But
bit
it
obsessed with that
just
topic,
reset.
and it's annoying how little people seem to have picked up on it.
Oh, vulnerable.
What are you turning the wheel?
and
Showing through.
Callum, it seems like the issue that you're
Right. Like brown people are scary. I don't like the parents when Cardiff are some
You
culture
protesting
and the
is when they
church.
values.
What is that?
Not that they're
What is the?
for
Vulnerable is
99%
joining soon.
simple
There's like a heavy
How
association
exciting.
going on with
for race. Part of the European discussion.
what is it?
English are all
group.
Ways. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. I'm not trying to poke
Okay,
fun of or make fun. I'm
I'm
just not sure when you say
poking fun.
English ethnicity.
North, it's not hard. The Irish have their own island.
And the Irish.
Wait, okay. The UK? Okay. All right. It's different. Okay. So are you telling me that when you guys are trying to get the reduction of immigrants coming to the country, do you feel just
So I put
Well, I
in
mean,
the
yes,
definition
2016 was driven primarily by, concerns of immigration from the rest of Europe. A lot of people are saying, Poles, Romanians, who were the most of the people coming over to the UK for work, and obviously it was, people's concern about jobs and wages, and so people.
No, it was Polish people were called violent thugs, actually. I remember. I remember.
Were concerned about people coming from Europe who looked, just as white, quote unquote, as you or I. So
I mean, Jewish people, for the most part, look like white Europeans, in Europe at least. Ashkenazi. And yet was made a racial thing, so
that's why, So the UK immigration stuff, it hasn't been,
there's no Jewish ethnicity, quote unquote. Not in the way that this guy describes it, anyway.
racially, quote unquote, based for a while.
That's a simplification. I mean, they were also concerned about quote unquote sovereignty and the power of Brits to control themselves. And so
Yeah,
one final question. One final question. Then Peace doesn't. Have there ever been like riots or anything outside of like Catholic churches?
True, against Polish people. Polish people are big Catholics.
Yeah, there were fights with Polish immigrants, if I remember correctly, because there were.
That's not an answer to the question, by the way. Oh, were there any protests like in front of Catholic churches? Yeah, people fought against Polish immigrants. What does that have to do with anything? That's not an answer to the question.
Polish gangs. I think it was in Boston.
Oh, Polish gang churches.
Can you
right.
make me a story about like a vandalization or something of like a Catholic church that's happened in the last few years? I'm just curious. I'd like to see it.
You have to go and find it because it was that's about 10 years ago. We're talking now, but the
You have to go and find it.
discussion isn't about is it white or black is our point, and it's obvious that if you're a different skin tone, it gives away more likely that you're a foreigner or descendant of foreigners. That's just how things work. But the idea that it's not about all foreigners is not untrue. The problem
Even that is not exactly entirely true.
specifically with certain communities like Muslims is that their crimes are a lot worse than Poles. So as a friend mentioned here, the concern with Eastern European
Lonerbox. Lonerbox has joined the fray.
migration was wages, jobs, housing, things like this. But when it comes to people from Pakistan, it's about the fucked up views they have about age of consent, for example. The crimes are much worse in that particular community, and therefore that's what's caused these tensions.
Do you think they should be deported?
Yeah, we have a Pakistani rapist who's been here for 9 years after.
Do you believe that they should en masse be deported?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
You believe
rapists.
so?
Basically a Trumper.
En masse, you believe Pakistani UK citizens should be thrown out of the country? Is that right?
I was talking about rapists.
No, but just in general, non-rapists.
Well, my position is that if they don't have citizenship, we should let their visas expire and not issue renewals of visas or new visas because we have too many immigrants.
How do you, by what metric?
Should UK citizens who
This
have
guy wants to kill the UK economy, by the way. Because a lot of the UK economy depends on those pesky immigrants doing the work that nobody wants to do. Just saying. Just saying.
have Pakistani heritage,
Oh.
should they be removed from the country?
If they have UK citizenship, you can't legally do it.
I'm not asking if you can legally do it. I'm asking, should they be? Should they
I'm
make
sorry,
it legal to do so? Parliament can make it legal to do so.
I suppose they could make it legal to do so. They
So
shouldn't.
should they? Yes or no?
I just said they shouldn't
Why not?
because it would
Struggling, are we?
cause chaos and we don't need it.
What a coward's response.
But don't you agree that they're destroying the character of the UK? They're not English.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
So the problem we have in the UK is the large numbers.
Oh, load already, Lonerbox. Come on.
People are coming in, as Lawrence pointed out, Luton, for example. The
What's wrong with your internet, Lonerbox? British internet.
reason it's changed so much is not because you have 10 guys who turn up who are foreign, it's because you have thousands.
Millions.
Sure, this would reduce a lot of the numbers, right? If you, let's say 80% of them, you get 80% out. Wouldn't you
No,
agree with that?
the problem we have is people who have come since 1997. It's a very short period of time. It's about 10 million people, and if you just not allow them to renew their visas or issue new visas for new
Oh, just kick out 10 million people?
people coming in, those numbers will get back to levels in 1997. We didn't have these problems in 1997, so we will return to that time in regards
I don't buy it.
to race relations.
I'm sorry,
sort
is
of-
this Pisco talking right now? or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
person-
yeah. Sorry.
Okay, who's got the
Pisco.
loading screen on?
That's Loner Box. He's
Okay,
also
well,
a
tell
loner
him to,
person.
okay, can you shut off your video if it's just going to be that little loading thing?
Yeah, dipshit.
I
Fucking
thought I turned it
moron.
off.
It's not off.
Yeah, it's
Click the
not.
turn off button,
It's
dumbass.
still loading.
Sorry, give me a minute.
Loner box.
This is the Scottish ethnicity showing through.
Callum, it seems like the issue that you're identifying with the proposal that I just put forward was logistics. Like it would cause too much trouble to deport millions of UK citizens. But in principle, you wouldn't have an issue with it if it were painless.
What, to engage in forced migrations?
To deport UK citizens who have Pakistani heritage.
We just don't need to do
I
it.
don't know what Loner box has to say. Loner box.
I mean,
Whether
the-
you need to or not, you're saying that the numbers are a big problem. It's a numbers game, and so who cares if they're visa holders or UK citizens? Yeah, well, maybe one's easier, one's not as easy, but why not just get them all out?
Well, you can make a good case if they've committed crimes. So, for example, the guy I mentioned, he raped women, I believe it was in Rotherham,
Oh, and he should go to jail, no?
served his sentence, but has Pakistani and British citizenship. And so we've been trying to get rid of him. And 9 years after his sentence has already been served, he's still not been deported.
So,
I mean, this is
so
the
to
level
be-
of
yeah,
problem we're dealing with.
to be clear, so you would agree then that therefore that UK citizens who have English heritage, ethnicity, let's say, should not be deported somewhere else, right? But UK citizens who have Pakistani heritage, maybe they should be deported, who do crimes.
I mean, if UK citizens commit crimes, we should lock them up.
No,
I
but
mean-
should we deport? But we wouldn't banish or deport them. You'd agree with that, right? If you're a
Well,
UK
to where?
citizen,
Oh, that's how Australia was made.
whether that's how Australia was made or not, you would agree, wouldn't you, that we shouldn't deport UK citizens who have English heritage just because they commit crimes? That's fair,
Well,
right?
But hang on.
Create Australia too.
I mean, deport
Yes
them
or
to
no?
where? The entire point of what Callum mentioned, that somebody who
Wait.
has dual citizenship can be deported to
Wait,
the other
I
country
was
in which they hold
deported.
citizenship.
Wait!
My grandmother is English and I was deported. Just for questioning mass migration. So clearly this is a very possible thing to do.
What? What the what? Huh? My grandmother is English and I was deported for questioning mass. What do those words even mean? That tells me nothing about her situation, quite frankly. Nothing at all.
But you
Yeah,
have
I mean-
citizenship, right?
Wrong.
What?
Alright.
Like, if you don't have a good reason to engage
Wait,
in
wait, wait.
forced
Also, wait, hold on,
migration-
wait. Lauren, you don't have English British citizenship.
Well, I am British.
Stop. The English was the.
What the fuck? What the? Well, you know, Destiny, I'm basically British. I got deported. What the? What was that? Well, ethically speaking. What was...
Citizenship.
If you don't have a good reason to engage
Wait,
in
wait, wait.
forced
Also, wait, hold on,
migration-
wait. Lauren, you don't have English British citizenship.
Well, I am British.
Stop.
I'm basically British. Oh my god.
The English was the ethnicity, not the British. Okay, don't mix your words up. Don't accidentally, show your ass.
Uh-oh. That's true. That is true. There's no British ethnicity. True.
That's okay. No, the English was the ethnicity. You didn't have British citizenship. So you can't be, I don't know if that even counts as deportation if you're a visa
Anyways, the
for
Just
point
wanted to,
is,
she just
You didn't have British.
So she's just stupid.
well, I am British.
She wanted to say she's British ethnically.
Stop. The English was the ethnicity, not the British. Okay, don't mix your words up. Don't accidentally, show your ass. Okay, no, the English was the ethnicity. You didn't have British citizenship, so you can't be. I don't know if that even counts as deportation if you're a visa
Anyways,
for
the
just
point
wanted to,
is-
she just wanted to tell her story about having her free speech suppressed. That's that. I think that was
The point
of
is,
that, right?
it's
True, Loner Box. Thank you. for coming in to the rescue. Should I call into Loner Box again? Write in the chat if that's something that you would like to see. If that's what you crave with all of your souls.
It's very easy to prevent people from coming into the country.
I've called into Loner Box like twice now. And every time it went pretty well.
For a lot less than stabbing little children and running around calling for Sharia law. They could do it. Very possible. They choose not to.
Why didn't the conservatives do it?
Great question. They suck. They're not actually conservatives. That's why they got voted out en masse, because everyone wanted an actual conservative party and they didn't get it. And now Nigel Farage is going to be the opposition because he's the only one that's actually representing.
But it sounds like the people don't support him. And this is
Oh, Lauren Southern has mellowed out so much. She's changed her ways so much. She's actually not that bad. Well, here we have it. Her redemption arc. I remember when that was a thing. I remember when that was a big topic. Lauren Southern's redemption arc.
this is one of my big problems.
Hang on.
Most people in
nobody
most
is.
countries want to limit.
Wait, why was
immigration,
that
Jim.
skip?
No,
They represented.
But it sounds like the people don't
Half the
support him. And this is one of my big problems.
hang on.
What happened between this and
The
well,
recent general election.
Most people in
nobody
most
is.
countries want to limit immigration. Like this
Yeah.
is
nobody.
popular
The
across
the
board.
vast majority of the UK has always had a majority in favor of limiting immigration. Nobody has ever voted for mass migration, even though every party since Blair has done it since 1997. Nobody has ever voted in favor of opening the doors
What
to
is
the
the
rest
policy
of
of
the
mass
world.
migration?
Every single time a party's won an election since
I
1997,
mean, if you want to
they
strangle your economy, then be my guest, I guess. I'm just gonna say sarcastically that for a country that never wanted to open its doors to everybody else, the British Empire was very eager to sort of barge in to everybody else's country as, colonizers. Funny that. Very interesting that. Just saying. I wonder.
have won it on a pledge to reduce migration, or at least, crack down on border security. So the people have overwhelmingly voted for literally my entire lifetime, to shut down migration. And I know you said Brexit was built on some lies, but again, the primary factor driving Brexit
It was.
concerns over immigration. That was the number one thing why people voted Brexit, which is why you saw in various polls, as Boris got in power in 2019, immigration drop as kind of salience because they thought, oh, Brexit is now fixing it, but now immigration now popped up on people's issues again because Boris, ironically, with the Conservatives over the past 5 years, has let in even more migrants than Blair did, almost during his entire period. People have been talking about the Boris wave and the amount of new migrants who've come in literally just over the
Crimea River.
past 4 or 5 years.
You paint it as an all or nothing, but it's not like that. People want immigration to some extent, but not.
Oh wait. By that logic, actually, I totally forgot. That whole thing escaped me. By that logic, Loner Box is not a real Scot. He's a foreign invader. Oh, I forgot. I almost forgot about that. Silly me. Go home, Loner Box. You're not a true ethnic Scot. Who knows? You might knife somebody. Who knows what lurks in your foreign genes, huh? I mean, that is the logical conclusion of what they're saying. Just saying. Just saying.
not other extents. There's like people want taxes to some extent, but not the full extent. And so you painting it as, well, people are in favor of limiting immigration. Yeah, that's true. In here in the America, we have a Democrat and Republican Party who are both running on limiting immigration more. That's true. But no one is proposing things like what Callum is proposing, where we're just like getting rid of all of our visa programs. The most that we've done is like close down the customs union, right? But no one is talking about the kind of policies I think that you guys are proposing.
So the Conservative
Just so
Party
you know as
won
well,
on-
just so you know as well, like the Labour Party did not run on tens of thousands net migration or capping or anything like that, and they got the biggest landslide since the 1800s, right? They got the biggest majority since the 1800s. We don't typically have referenda on every key policy. That's why you can have a situation where most people support nationalising the railways, but we don't vote in a government that does it. Same with immigration. You can look at our attitudes. Like I think you said, a majority of people want to limit immigration to some degree. I mean, that's true, but that attitude's also been dropping since the 1960s in the UK.
Oh,
Overall, and the same, and compared to the rest, depending on how you ask the question, it goes down even lower. So yeah, that's the Reform. They ran on a very loud, very clear anti-immigrant first campaign. They won 5 seats, 4 of which.
oh, whoops. Yeah, and the loner box is gonna be good on this. Like, there's like, it would be pretty weird if loner box would be on the wrong side of this, considering that he would just be basically advocating up against himself. If he would agree with their logic,
Which
Yeah,
are like
hang on,
94% white, which is way above the national average, which is
but Reform then came in second in vote share. Came third in vote share. Gained more votes than UKIP ever did. Came second in around 100.
Oh, UKIP, because UKIP is such a relevant party now. Oh, wow. Reform has gained more than UKIP. Wow. Holy smokes, more than UKIP? No way. UKIP. Sargon of Akkad's party. Wow. Damn. That is something. That is something.
Or so constituencies, and of course more people would be voting Reform if they voted in a political system such as PR, where they thought, because
UKIP. Invoking UKIP. What are we doing here?
a lot of people would not be voting for him because they didn't have a chance. And if you're going to say that Labour, won this, massive majority, actually not to do with immigration, turnout was down, way down to around 52%, which is the lowest turnout we've seen since around 2001, 2005. Labour did not win the election. The Conservatives lost the election. The Conservative support in so many constituencies.
What? That's so stupid. You didn't win. We lost. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the same thing.
Like the Labour vote barely moved at all. It's just the Conservative vote absolutely plummeted because everybody who supported the Conservatives, who supported them reducing immigration.
What am I supposed to make of this? Your party didn't win. Our party just happened to lose. Okay. What? Journalist. Jesus.
For, again, when they've been in power for, the past 15 years, when they didn't do it, their voters decide, well, F it. I'm not going to turn out and support the Conservatives because they're not implementing the policies that we want them to do. That's why Labour won, because their support remained pretty much the same. The Conservatives just fell off.
The fact is that everyone in the UK knows that that's the electoral system that we signed up to when we had the election. Every party
True.
ran their strategies and their campaigns based on winning seats, not winning popular vote. The Reform vote share, by the way, was I think they won maybe 200,000 votes.
Whoopsie daisy.
Votes more than UKIP did in 2016. It wasn't even that much of a surge. But again, turnout was low. There was a party there with a very loud voice, Nigel Farage, who gets disproportionate representation on question time and everything else, saying, I'm going to stop immigration like the Conservatives didn't. And yeah, like you said, turnout was low. So this is the
Whoops.
system that we have. If you want to change the entire system, you can advocate for that and get PR.
My point was,
Mr. Journalist getting grilled. Mr. Journalist is not doing well. Oh my. Oh me, oh my.
You can't use reform being up 14-15% of the vote share to say that, oh, only this percentage of people support reform's policies. I'm saying more people would have supported reform if we were in a PR system. That's my point. So you just can't say that because they only got X number of votes, that means it's only that percentage of the population who actually supports them, rather than it would have been,
We had a referendum on changing the vote system, and we voted against it. We had that 10 years ago. I mean, we can have another one if you want, but...
Yes, please.
Do you think our democratic system is illegitimate now, or was that?
Yes.
What the fuck? That guy. Oh my gosh. So you think our system is illegitimate now? Yes. Oh you.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
We had that 10 years ago. I mean, we can
I'm having fun in this debate. I don't know why. I'm enjoying.
have another one if you want, but...
Yes, please.
Do you think our democratic system is illegitimate now, or was that?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the alternative vote one wasn't even PR. The alternative vote system would have helped the Lib Dems more as the third party. So that was just a purely selfish system.
We should probably explain how broken the British system is for the Americans. So you guys get to vote for both of your chambers. You get to vote for the head of state and some local stuff as well. So we in the UK, we don't get to vote for our equivalent of the Senate. They're just appointed. We don't get to vote for our president. They just become the biggest party's leader in the election for the representatives. So we have very little in terms of democracy. We love the referendum, I'll be honest. That's probably the best time I've ever had in terms of being proud of we had a democratic system. Since then, they tried to overthrow that referendum, which caused a lot of problems and why Boris ended up winning. So democracy in the UK is kind of a sham. I mean, it's a
Well,
good
hold on. You
example
have
of
a
what
different, just because you have a different system doesn't mean it's not a democracy, right?
It is a form of democracy, but it's super rigged. I mean, one of the funny
It's a democracy, but it's not.
things about people rebelling against that is in the United States, for example, you guys are stuck with a two-party system. And that's somewhat tolerable because it's first past the post and you're in the two-party. We used to be there, and it sort of made sense. Again, you know full well of the problems that brings. But in our current age, the public no longer vote as if it's a first past the post system. They say screw it and vote as if we live in a proportional representation, multi-party democracy, because they just want change. And by results, even though Keir Starmer got the most seats, he got 33% of the vote, which is bugger all, especially in British politics.
Wait, but I mean, like,
So
I don't
that's why
understand.
that
When you say he
election's-
got 33% of the vote, was this because of how you guys do like districting or whatever? Or because in the United States, this exact same thing happens too. Like our president that you said that we get to directly elect, we don't really directly elect them. Our states do. That's why Republicans win elections, even though they lose the popular vote over and over and over and over and over again.
Oh, that's right. The college thing the US has, right? The electoral college.
Yes,
I
you
mean-
have your problems, but we don't even get that access at all, is my point. Can I say something on the build up to this? Because this was very important, and our friend was bringing that up, which is that in 1997, so once upon a time, I decided to sit and look at every election manifesto of the winner of the election, going back over 20 years. So in 1997, the discussion on immigration used to be, we didn't have a problem with immigration, so they would just talk about what they called asylum shopping. So this was someone who would get to Greece and then claim asylum in the UK.
Okay.
We're familiar with this now, but back then it was kind of a quirk. Only a few tens of thousands of people did it. Then up to the 2010s, it becomes more of an issue. On 2010, the David Cameron government wins on the pledge to basically put in a hard cap of under 100,000. He said they will reduce migration to tens of thousands. That's where our friend Lonerbox got that saying from. And ever since, if you look at every Conservative Party manifesto where they won the election, they say the same thing. Right up until Boris Johnson, where they kind of gave up and just said we will control it, and then they massively expanded it. So yes, the public have voted for this policy, and it has been ignored.
Just quickly jumping in on that as well. Even Labour voters, as a majority, support lowering immigration.
Can you link a poll on that? Just curious. I want to say that.
And why did Lonerbox join just to be so quiet? Lonerbox, did you just join to be part of the team? You might have just been in the chat if you're just gonna be quiet.
Because everything I see for like
Honor
immigration in
box.
Britain seems to have it like 50-50. It's what it feels like in terms of whether too many immigrants here or not. So it's kind of weird if even Labour supports it. Who are all these people
I
that?
will just say, and Labour in the
Depending on
last
how you ask the
election,
question,
they specifically, Labour specifically said to promise to cut net migration to the UK, did not set an overall target. So Labour specifically as well said that they would, and I'll find a polling on that as well.
Quick
But
fact
either way,
check.
go and check the manifestos.
Quick question. When did you say the name was released of the boy who did the stabbing?
Tuesday. Name released was Thursday, Friday. But
What
we
day
knew
of the
that he
month?
was a Rwandan.
Was it August 1st?
Sometime around that. Now, so what? Cameron thinking in the chat.
Was it August? Do you know it to be August 1st, or do you not know it to be August 1st?
In terms of when the name was released, I know it was like Friday, Saturday, sometime around that, or Thursday. It was towards the end of the week. If the point is you're saying it was after the first riot, then
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but we already knew his name. He was identified as the son of two Rwandan immigrants on Tuesday morning, which was July.
I'm asking when.
Can I just ask the question?
Was
Can I
made?
just ask? You can cut through all of this really, really easily. I just
Sorry,
want to
can-
ask.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah?
sorry. After you ask this, I just want to give Sean a chance to respond because his audio is a little low and he hasn't been able to get in. But yes, go ahead.
Oh, no, I just wanted to ask, do we all agree that the people who did those riots were more likely to be getting their information from accounts like Tommy Robinson's or X accounts than they were from the BBC, Telegraph, etc.?
Uh-oh. That is a good question. Loner box. Woof. Getting on to the bottom of it. I mean, there's no way to answer that question objectively and like conclusively, but it's still a good question to ask, so I'll give you props. I mean, the answer itself sort of implies that there is no conclusive answer because he says more likely. And the silence is deafening all of a sudden.
Why is everyone so quiet? Do we agree?
See, I can just predict. I can just predict what is going to happen. I can just predict what is going to be said. There you go. Here we go. My goodness. My gosh. What is happening? This is entertaining, at least to me. I can see that some people dropped out because you're weak and, I don't know, superstitious. You're all basically criminals, but as Batman would say, but I'm strong and I'm having fun.
Because
Okay,
there's almost
Adam Smith-
obviously, certainly, yeah.
Why is everyone so quiet? Do we agree or not?
Because
Okay,
there's
Adam
almost
Smith-
obviously, certainly, yes.
And again,
Every other
Twitter on
protest-
Tuesday morning, Twitter on Tuesday morning already, and Tommy Robinson, etc., were already saying that, again, as Callum says here, the youth who cannot be named for legal reasons and is originally from Cardiff moved to the Southport area with his Rwandan parents when he was age 6. On that side of Twitter/Telegram, by Tuesday morning, this was already spreading and people were well aware of this. Certainly by mid-afternoon.
Tommy Robinson first, when he mentioned that they spoke about Rwandan parents, Tommy Robinson just said it was gaslighting and didn't elaborate. That's what his tweet said. Did we all watch the video?
The
that Tommy...
Uh-oh. You...
Robinson...
The
Wait. Did we
gaslighting
watch
people we're talking about. I don't care about the Tommy Robinson video. The gaslighting people we're talking about is when the mainstream media came out and said he was Welsh.
Or
This
UK
is a-
born, which
Yes.
is
UK born, yes.
that they described him.
Well,
And
he
then-
is.
I mean, he is UK born. You cannot deny that the person's UK born.
Okay,
The
Born.
gaslighting we
Welsh-
have
he's
actively
Welsh
heard in
born
this
and from
call
Rwanda.
has been you guys saying, well, he's the son of...
Uh-oh. Oh, no. So I guess if you have immigrant parents and you're born in the UK, you are not really UK born.
refugees and he's a Christian. Do you have any confirmation on that for all of the getting upset about what was specifically said by people who was no one in this call. What about you guys and all the
I'm not talking-
BS
what?
you're talking about? I mean, both Stephen and Pisco have been like
Wait,
Christian.
wait, hang
Wait,
on. I never-
so wait, hold on.
She
Yeah, this is about what was going on in the media sphere about the rights and everything. I haven't covered this. I haven't give a fuck about any of
What's
this
going
shit.
on in the
Okay.
media sphere? He was Welsh. She was UK born.
Both of those statements are true.
It's a white guy. Yeah, but if you leave out the other details, you're sure.
Wait, were there?
What?
Both of those statements are true.
Wait, how is that gaslighting now? It's true. Jesus.
White guy. Yeah, but if. on the
Okay.
media
Hey, hold on.
Yes,
What?
you're talking about. I mean, both Stephen and Pisco have been like
Wait,
Christian.
wait, hang on.
So wait.
I'm not talking.
Yes,
What?
you're talking about. I mean,
Wait,
was
hold
no
on.
information on that.
Now she's slipping. Now she really is indicating that she's talking about brown people.
Saying, well, he's the son of refugees and he's a Christian. Do you have any confirmation on that? For all of the getting upset about what was specifically said by people who was no one in this call. What about you guys and all the
I'm not talking-
BS
what?
you're talking about? I mean, both Stephen and Pisco have been like
Wait,
Christian.
wait, hang on. I never-
So wait, hold on.
She
Yeah, this is about what was going on in the media sphere about the rights and everything. I haven't covered this. I haven't give a fuck about any of
What's
this
going
shit.
on in the
Okay.
media sphere? He was Welsh. She was UK born.
Both of those
Okay.
statements are true.
It's a white guy. Yeah, but if you leave
No, nobody say it's a white guy. Nope. Wait, hold on. UK. Notice. UK born. AKA, it must mean white guy. Just notice.
out the other details, you're sure.
Wait, were there people reporting this who were leaving out the other details, or people who were remarking how funny it was to be throwing bricks at a mosque because a Welsh-born Christian went and stabbed people?
Why
First
he's
of
a
all, his
Christian?
On
father was
Christian,
reported
source
as
that he's Christian,
Source?
please.
Okay, source that he's not. There you go. Two can play. Source that he's not Christian. Source that he's anything else but Christian. Source that he's Muslim. Source that he's, I don't know, Jewish.
Source.
Hold on one
Yes.
second.
So what you're saying now on the Christian point shows the whole game, right? You're saying it's not even confirmed now if he's Christian. Is that right?
Yes. No.
Is that correct?
I thought I already linked something in this
Wait,
Discord.
So
When
you
people
just
talk,
said,
let me just clarify
yes or
something.
no. You just said yes or no that even now we don't know that he's Christian. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. so
When the sort of
given
Christian
that-
Muslim stuff was being talked,
Given
I'll
that,
just clarify.
hang on a second. Given that, the fact that it was released that he was Rwandan on Tuesday, that's what you say, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We have no evidence that that reached mass, information or that it was reported by credible sources or anything like
Better
that.
be fucking live here,
but
but okay.
the fact that you're
Yeah.
saying now that it's not confirmed that he's Christian, you would agree, therefore, that the first riot occurred before that information was released and when it was under the impression that he was
No,
Muslim. You would agree
no,
with that?
Uh-oh.
No.
No,
It was
no?
on Tuesday. It was on Tuesday. The Telegraph reported. We've linked you this in the chat. We've talked about it. On Tuesday, the Telegraph reported that he was the son of two Rwandan immigrants.
But you said that doesn't confirm for you, even for you that he's Christian. Is that fair?
But there's nothing to do whether he's Christian or not.
We've established.
But
this
people
already.
weren't rioting over him being Christian. They were rioting over him being foreign.
But
And
he's
that's
not foreign. He
why
was
they
born in the
attacked
UK.
mosque.
You keep saying he's
Wait, wait,
foreign,
wait,
but he was
just-
born in the
wait,
UK.
So you guys know what.
But the point is,
so
he
as far
would
as I'm
never.
being
That is so weird to call someone who's born in a country a foreigner. The fuck? Being born in a country is not enough anymore? Not to be a foreigner? It's not enough anymore? Oh gosh.
Never
Question.
have been here if immigration didn't happen.
You don't even
That's
know
what
how his
people
family
were
got
ma-
here.
Damn. None of us would have been anywhere if people didn't first move from Africa. What sort of argument is that? I guess all US citizens are foreigners because if it wasn't mass, migration of colonizers, there would be no US. This is just
Though you don't know what they immigrated under. What if they immigrated under a perfectly legal thing? What if it was like an asylum refugee
That doesn't-
situation? You have
That's
no
the
idea.
point. Yeah, people don't want immigration, and that's
Wait,
why.
is
And
it
they're
asylum-
saying.
Wait. Then at least specify that.
He
Wait.
would have stabbed
Then at
kids.
least specify that. Don't say you're opposed to mass immigration. Just say you're opposed to immigration. Period. You don't want any immigrants. No.
true. That is also a big difference. These people are stupid. I'm sorry.
Immigrants at all. Refugee asylum, nothing. No immigrants at all.
You don't want any
Yeah,
immigrants.
because you're appealing to popular opinion. Popular opinion when it comes to limiting immigration. People might say they want immigration reduced. People don't say stop them all coming. As far as we know about Christianity, I think there was one.
You'd have to be so stupid to say that. Well, again, unless you want to strangle the economy, which maybe some of these people want to do. I don't know. Maybe that is some of the. Maybe that's goals for some of these people.
One or two tabloids, I think like TRT, said that the people in the local community said that the parents were regular churchgoers and they were Christian. That's what they said. As far as we know, these parents, like, they were from a quiet community. They hadn't really done anything. I don't think they were.
Sure, so badass doing this longish stream. Thank you. Well, it's not that longish. It's only been, because I started late. It's only been 6 hours 22 minutes, so it's okay. But if any of you feel that I've earned donation or something, then I'm always open to receiving some love. It's true.
Were refugees. They came in 2002, which probably just means they were regular migrants. But I don't know, what's the claim here? Like, you understand that any demographic.
And yes, by their logic, I'm just gonna say it again. By their logic, Loner Box should not be in the UK. She should be, I don't know, somewhere else. Loner Box is just a foreigner by their logic. Honestly. He's just a foreigner, no, not a Scottish person. Oh, I see. It's only been a bit over 6 hours.
Ever is going to have some people who commit crimes.
Okay,
So,
the amount of crime being committed by specific demographics,
Yeah.
it's a little uneven. But before we continue, I do
Oh, I see. Gesturing to certain races are more, have a proclivity to crime. More predisposed, so to speak.
Steven, you're really good at
Gonna
troubleshooting.
elaborate on
Do you
that,
think
Lauren?
you could? Yeah,
Yeah, please do. There you go. I have my own representative. I may not have been there, but I sure had my representative saying the things that I would like to say. Can you elaborate on that, Lauren? Can you do it for us, please?
I will. But could anyone? I really want to get Sean's mic audio up. Does anyone know what he needs to do? I
Oh
am
my
way too
God,
much of a
what's wrong
boomer.
Turn his gain up, maybe.
Yeah, well, the problem is he's using the streamer mic, which is the SM7B. It might get. Do you have a cloud lifter attached to it?
Yeah.
Okay, you do. Is the gain on the on your mixer or your interface turned up?
Let me find that. Hold on. Probably that.
Wait, what is that? Is
Stop
it?
getting mad at each
Wait,
other.
what are you plugged into?
We'll try turning it on and off again, sir.
Oh, my mixer is somewhere. I
Please.
just gotta find it, but it's definitely there. Hold on, let me find it. I'll turn that up. I didn't think of that.
Said while this is all being debated, there's people saying talking about Christianity and then that what well, when was the last time a Christian
Jack,
for
we're
religious
troubleshooting.
reasons
Sorry.
blew up an arena?
What?
When was the last time a what?
A
let's
Christian.
talk about the match.
The last time a Christian
Jack,
for
we're
religious
troubleshooting.
reasons
Sorry.
blew up an arena.
When was the last time a what?
A
Let's
Christian.
talk about the
blew up.
Manchester bombings.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no idea.
They don't.
Okay.
And
So
spoiler,
Is it getting
they
louder
haven't-
or lower?
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
but Lauren, a little bit just before I jumped on, you said that it looks like what Stephen made a joke about stabbing being a British thing. You said it looks like it is now.
Oh, snap! He also picked up on this. There you go. I truly do have an advocate in this space. My hero that I got and don't deserve is Loner Box. There you go. Finally. I had to wait for Loner Box to join in to sort of ask the relevant questions. Thank you. Actually, 1996, a Christian for religious reasons tried to blow up the Olympics. Oh. No, it doesn't. Tried. So he didn't succeed. So it doesn't count, does it? Huh? Ay, ay, ay.
What were you referring to there?
Am I getting lower
Yeah, what are you referring to there?
or higher?
You
that
quipped about how it
stabbings
looks
and
like it's a
acid
stabbing country
attacks
now.
have
Yeah.
gone up as a result of mass.
I just think it's
migration,
funny
yes.
that you mentioned. It's funny that you mentioned that because, like, as far as stabbings being a problem in the UK, the worst time we had stabbing, and when we were the fucking knife murder capital of Europe, was in like the mid 2000s in fucking Glasgow, like a majority white pasty fuck population.
Oof. Uh-oh. Oof. Oh no.
Counts on
That's when
white.
we had back when people like in that community had like a life expectancy that for men it was like 54 or something, like lower than the Gaza Strip. That was actually when we had it worst with knife crime.
I mean,
But,
you
yeah.
can send me that data. I'd be happy to look at it. But
And I mean, there was a time known as the Troubles where there were bombs going off and terrorism happening. And so let's not pretend that this is I agree. There's a problem with terrorism in the Islamic world. But like, what are we talking about here? Are we literally talking about shutting down all immigration? Are you in favor of laws that stop all immigration, including asylum? Yes or no? And that's to Callum and I'm sorry, I keep forgetting your name. Sour Evil Boy and Jack.
sorry,
You're in favor of stopping all
More
immigration?
important right now for you to tell me if I'm getting higher or lower.
A little bit.
You're
a little
fine.
bit higher.
You're getting a little
We can
higher.
hear you now.
Higher?
You're so high that you shouldn't even be here. There you go. I made a drug joke. I just made a drug joke. Yay.
Higher?
A little higher.
Keep going.
Higher?
Up.
Turning this wheel. Is it too loud now?
No, wait.
No,
what are you turning the wheel
it's
on? What are you
still
plugged
too
into?
A doohickey.
I need the name of it.
of
What are you
course.
plugged into? Is it red? What color is it? Show me it. Pick it up.
It's blue. I have a doohickey. I left my red one somewhere.
Is that an H1 whatever? H4?
You're using an
No,
XLR to
wait.
USB with an inline fucking converter. Where
You need to stop being white. That is what you need to do. And you can do it by clicking on subscribe.
where's your cloud lifter? Show me.
Jesus Christ.
Is it
It's a regular cloud lifter. It doesn't have dongles on it.
It looks like. Oh no, I can't.
That's
this
the
thing.
blue cloud lifter.
Not
It-
that I'm using it. Right.
am I retarded? Do cloud lifters need phantom power to work?
What's fan?
None of us non-streamers know what the fuck. any of
Loner
you are
box, you
talking
should know
about.
this. You fucking
No, they don't need phantom power. I don't think.
Guitar
because
loser
it would be
fuck.
for. It's a
This
dynamic
is
mic,
just
so it
going all the
wouldn't
way
need
all over
any
my
phantom
head.
power.
They're all so nice to one another.
I have a cloud lifter. It lifts. Wait, why
Okay.
can't I be heard? I don't understand
You're
this.
you're a little better. I don't know how, but you are a little better.
Because somewhere
Maybe-
between your cloud lifter, there's a
No, yes,
I'm
hold
also
on.
like
Fuck
a
you
USB.
guys. Cloud lifters do need power to work. It needs power. It adds gain. How would it work otherwise? It's just an XLR cable.
Phantom power. Yep.
Am I louder than everyone?
You don't does the inline thing that you have built, does it have a plus 48V switch on it somewhere?
No, I don't have that. Whatever.
Okay. Your shit is
It
fucked.
gives phantom power.
yeah, power and phantom power are not the.
What else would you be talking? Excuse me, if you're talking about power for a mic, first of all, I said phantom power, but secondly, what else would you be talking about? It's an XLR cable. They don't carry power to it. Of course, you're talking about phantom power. Otherwise, right?
Wait, hang on. Wait. Cloud lifters. You're talking about the mic. Oh, okay.
Cloud
I don't know
lifters.
what
They're
cloud
like they're clean. They're like.
The mics don't, but
Is it a preamp? I think. Yeah. Listen, your shit
What's
is
your
fucked.
favorite
yeah.
amplifier, guys?
AC30, obviously.
I don't know. Maybe
never-
could
I never
just
got out
hit
of the stage,
voice
right.
settings.
Also, wait. As a quick real fact check by an American patriot who is white.
I'm gonna cut all of this out from the segment proper. Don't worry.
When we talk about do Christians bomb shit, wasn't there like a whole thing with Ireland for a little bit where they were kind of blowing shit up all the time?
They're
As I
friends
said,
now,
as-
believe it or not.
Oh well, so things can change. Oh, amazing. All right.
As
the
you know,
murder
like
capitals of Europe now are all like
Yeah, when
fucking.
What the hell was that argument? Well, they're friends now. Okay. Lawrence Southern, thank you for this input.
Someone who
Estonia,
bombs
Latvia,
stuff more
Lithuania
than
as
you
well,
do
by the way,
comes
yeah.
in.
hang on.
Changes.
Like couple things pull up there. Firstly, like Northern Ireland just looks, from the outside, you can say, oh, it's a Catholic versus Protestant thing. It's not. It's an Irish versus British thing. It's an ethnic conflict that happens to, match onto religious lines. They weren't killing
But that doesn't change anything. That doesn't change anything.
each other because they believed in sola scriptura. No, they were killing each other because both of them believe that they had in their communities the right to live in Northern Ireland. So it's not a religious conflict; it's an ethnic conflict. It just happens to be across sectarian divides in that way.
You don't think it's religious at all?
You don't think like Ian
And
Paisley was
secondly,
like a fucking
just pulling up on the
reverend.
knife crime, the only reason why other people have like there's fewer knife murders here is because the hospitals are getting far better treating stab wounds, so people don't actually die.
I do want to bring up a graph here, and I
What is
link it in the chat.
What is that demonstrating? Okay. What does that demonstrate? The fact that doctors are better at treating stab wounds now. What is that supposed to prove?
But if
Wait, what are these huge gains in treating knife stabbing wounds? Have there been big strides in the field of knife stabbing wounds treatments made?
where
Yes.
where do you think the top like 10 to 20 countries are all around? Where do you think Japan
I have
is
no
versus
idea.
Somalia?
For what?
I have no idea. Are you comparing the crime
Violent
rate?
crime conviction rate. No. These are immigrants.
Immigrants
to
from
Denmark.
Japan. Yeah,
Immigrants
I'm not-
from, say, Europe, Norway.
Is
Very
it
similar to
normalizing?
Denmark.
Is it normalizing?
I'll
So she is making a racial argument. What the fuck? She is just now. She was protesting against it so much, but now she's directly making it the racial argument. I'll compare this race to this race. What do you see? What do you see in terms of crime rates? Huh? Oh God.
Well,
As soon as you said normalize, the answer is already absolutely no. The answer is
We're
already
talking about
absolutely
UK.
no.
well, then I'm gonna just discard that.
No, I'm just. This is
our
the
mass
point is,
immigration data. We don't believe
everybody
in
knows it.
we don't believe in normalization
Everybody
here.
knows it. There are certain countries, certain immigrants who commit more crime than others, and
Certain immigrants that just happen to, be inhabited by certain races. It's not subtle.
denying this is just delusional.
Yeah, but no
Okay,
one's
Lauren, let-
denying that, Lauren. I was just asking you to elaborate on it in the UK. Which ethnic groups in the UK are doing the
okay.
most crime? Because
It's
these
probably
riots seem
very
to suggest
similar.
they're going for Muslims, right? So,
Okay.
I'd also then
You don't think
pulling up the example of
Islamic
this chart
immigrants
in
are more
terms of-
likely to commit crime than
No,
I'm
this is
asking
why.
you to
Hold
elaborate.
on, hold on.
I'm
It's so
asking you to elaborate.
It-
I know the
your
answer,
your
I'm asking
arguments
you.
would carry more legitimacy if you actually had more targeted. I haven't looked at immigration in Europe in a long time, but my understanding was that your group of immigrants that were the most likely to commit crime were generally people that were immigrating from northern Africa. But when you just say
Yes.
Muslims, like the people that came from Syria in the refugee crisis were not the same as people that come from like Morocco and Tunisia, like North Africa. It's not the same
Syria's
type.
pretty high.
But when you say
Syria's pretty
Uh-oh.
high on the crime rates.
when
as
you
well.
say
I
I
can
don't
just throw
I
you
don't
something
even.
on arrest rates if you want. Like we can look at. So I think in the UK the highest crime rates are from people from the Caribbean, no, from Windrush, like those generations. I thought that was where all the big disproportionate crime waves are coming from. The massively high arrest and conviction rates. For Pakistanis, it's a little bit higher than white, not much. I think it's 11.3 versus 9.4.
That's
Arabs in the UK have a lower arrest rate than white people. It's like less than half. So yeah, it's a little bit. That's why I'm asking you. I feel like you don't know though. That's why.
So I have to.
And now it's silence. I know what she's gonna say. You have your data. I'd be glad to look at it. I don't know. Provide me the data because I don't know.
And if you
What
want
are you
to say
commenting
that
on?
There you go.
data showing that Arabs commit
There you have it. That's what she says when she doesn't have anything to say.
So I have to
if you
applaud
What are you
want to
Destiny.
say
commenting
that
on it?
data
Yeah.
showing that Arabs commit less crime than white Brits, I'd be happy to look.
Hold
at that.
on,
arrest rate
Arabs
is
or
lower.
Muslims? What are we talking? Talking about what the fuck?
What do you mean?
So I have
Arabs or
to-
Muslims.
That had nothing
Here's
to do with
the.
anything.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
So I have
Arabs
to-
and Muslims.
What are we talking about? What the fuck?
What do you mean?
So I have
Arabs
to-
and Muslims.
What are we
What did she
talking
say?
about? What the fuck?
What do you mean?
So I have
Arabs and
to-
Muslims.
That had nothing
Here's
to do with
the.
anything.
What?
Loner box.
Did you just say, what do you mean, Arabs or Muslims? She's saying all Arabs without exceptions are Muslims? Is that what she thinks? There are Arabs that are not Muslims, but
Said Arabs and
Of
Lauren
UK.
repeated Arabs. But
Yeah,
but
he
Loner
said
Box is
Arabs.
going through and is making the good point, I think, that there are different groups of immigrants who are Muslim. I mean, Pakistan is different than they're not Arab, right? And Arabs are different, maybe from one locality versus another. And people from Rwanda are not even Muslim. So like,
fascism requires that you turn off your analytical brain. But people like Lauren Southern actually do think and understand exactly what you're doing. She's crafting propaganda to trick the foolish and make people like Destiny look dumb or like they support her.
it seems like
You know
there's the one
You know-
factor that cuts through everything is they're all brown. That's
Uh-oh. Oh no.
They
to be
stand
like-
true.
what's going on here.
Well, you know what? You're
No,
probably
I'm-
right. If a Norwegian person that was born in Norway and their family came from Norway that was Muslim came over to the UK, they would probably commit.
Wait,
less
Norway is
crime.
not the country that had the one
What?
dude that like walked to the island with, like a.
What was
They
that
would
example?
probably commit.
Wait,
less
Norway
crime.
is not the country that had the one dude that like walked to the island with
Unless
like a
it's
bow and
private,
arrow
yeah.
and like fucking killed like
That's
20
one
people or
dude,
some
that's
shit.
one
Okay.
That's a
one
side
dude.
fact.
Wait. So I have a question, Lauren.
That's
Would you
one
be
dude. That's like
actually-
half the population of Norway, to be fair.
I just want to ask Lauren, unironically, would you be in favor, if it's true, if what you're saying is true, and that Muslim immigrants commit much more crime, why wouldn't you be in favor of a Muslim ban into UK?
Favor of reasonable levels of immigration that are sustainable and have actual assimilation connected to them.
Sure, but it
doesn't
seems
mean
like
a
the Muslims
total
are the
ban
big
on
problem.
Muslims.
Yeah, but it seems like Muslims are the big
when
problem. so why not-
when you have enough people come into a town like Luton that I can't put up a pride poster without people spitting on me and the police having to arrest me because it's going to cause a riot. Yeah,
Pride post. Is Lauren Southern LGBT now? I remember her being pretty transphobic, actually.
you have a poster without have enough people come into a town like Luton that I can't put up a pride poster without
A pride poster? What? Since when is Lauren Southern a pro-LGBT advocate? I remember her being pretty the opposite, actually.
without people spitting on me and the police having to arrest me because it's going to cause a riot. Yeah,
Huh? Huh? Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh. Oh me, oh my. Okay. Okay. Damn.
you have too many Muslims in one area.
So-
that are-
Pride poster. Now I want elaboration on that. Pride
So
poster.
let's
Yeah.
why don't we follow Donald Trump's lead and let's ban Muslim immigration until we figure out what
I mean,
the
that's
hell's
what
going
you're
on.
saying.
Well, yeah,
That's not
yeah,
what
I'm
fine.
asking whether
Look,
you're
look,
I mean,
Well,
I
this
would
is-
just
this
put
is-
it.
Maybe. Possibly. You don't know. You don't know what could cause a riot. You never know. Riots happen for many reasons. Riots are mysterious things. You don't know.
It wouldn't just be Muslims. It would be you need to stop
we
immigration
have to start
until
somewhere.
you have proper housing numbers for people.
Why don't we start?
What? You have to stop immigration until you have a proper number of housing? What? Oh. Big brains. Of course.
Somewhere. It's-
Homeless
it-
until you have cultural cohesion again. Why would we start with just Muslims? That's you.
Well,
Cultural cohesion. But again, Rwanda is Christian, so what sort of cultural cohesion are we talking about?
Because they seem to be the biggest problem, right?
Here's
I mean, there's
What sort of cultural cohesion are we talking about?
a
Don't
model
they-
for
you
it.
just
There is
said they
a
were the
problem.
biggest problem.
There is.
And all of them said that it's about being foreign, not about race, etc. Are they saying there's no cultural cohesion between the Brits, the English, I'm sorry, and other Europeans? That there's absolutely no cultural cohesion there?
It's a problem there with
it's an-
extremism for
it's an
sure.
So why don't we start there? Why don't we
and then there's a
start there?
problem with
I mean, if
grooming
you want to,
gangs.
sure.
The grooming gangs.
No. But would you agree with the policy, Lauren? Would you?
I
agree
just
with the
told
policy?
you the policy I agree with. You're not listening. I said
No,
that
but
I
like if
think we
someone
need
said,
significantly less immigration to the West.
Okay,
I
so
don't
here's
think
the
we need to let
question.
everyone-
Wait, the West, but they said that it's just about being foreign. So that would include people from other countries from the West. No? They said it.
I don't think it needs to be specific to.
I understand, Lauren. You're president. I know it's prime minister, but I'm just joking. You're president of Canada, or let's make it UK. You're the prime minister of UK. A bill comes across your desk, and let's say that you have to sign it. I know it's different in the UK. I know it's different. Would you sign it if it said ban all Muslim immigration into UK? Would you sign it? Yes or no?
I would propose a different bill that was just based on
So
mass
would you veto
immigration.
it?
Because, like you said, look at this Rwandan. Probably not
But-
Muslim.
so-
we
so
don't
is the
know,
answer
but
you-
probably
is the
not
answer
Muslim,
you wouldn't-
causing problems.
Is the answer you wouldn't sign that bill if it was before you?
But the Rwandan was born in the UK.
If that was the only bill I had available to stop the hordes of people coming in,
The hordes of people coming in. Jesus Christ, the hordes.
and yeah, I'd probably sign it, but I would prefer something else that wasn't specific to
Okay.
just Muslims.
They're
Like, you're giving
just-
me the most strange niche question ever and forcing me to answer yes to it. Like, what is the other option? You just let everybody in?
You could say no. This bill is. You say no. I don't agree.
I literally, my first answer was no. I would prefer a bill that addressed wider immigration issues and still had flexibility for
No,
people
because
who
you-
were non-radical Muslims
you-
to come
you
in,
could-
not
you
in
don't
mass
carry
where they're
that
taking
forward.
over
Wait a minute.
whole neighborhoods.
But you could,
I
you
said,
could just
I-
easily say no. I don't agree with Islamic immigration restrictions based on religion. I don't agree with that. You could have said that and been like, I'm not
Sure.
going to sign this.
That's literally what I said, and you're
No, that's not what she said.
not
No, but
listening.
you said that if push came to shove and that were the only
I
immigration bill on your
said,
desk, you would
if
sign
push
it.
came to shove, and that was my only option to stop the mass immigration, which is causing issues across the board, that
Across the board, huh?
have nothing in some cases to do with religion, just violent crime, everything. Yeah, I would rather
Okay.
sign that and perhaps prevent some grooming gangs and stuff, but that would not be my preferred method of approach. No, that would not
But
be it.
it would be an infringement, wouldn't everyone say, on the right to practice your religion? If we're making restrictions based on religion, where does it end? I mean, really? I mean,
No one is like no one here is saying that. You're making an extreme hypothetical to try to push me into a box to say, look, you want to restrict. I don't want that. I've told you. I don't want that.
In this country, and at least in America, it's not an extreme hypothetical because a leading candidate for president proposed it, and so it's something that we have to deal with because there are people in my country, a lot of people who agree with an outright Muslim ban as a policy, and so to me, it's anything but hypothetical. We had years of litigation over
It's not happening, and it
the
didn't
Trump ban.
happen.
Okay, now you can say the ending up, bill wasn't a Muslim ban, but it's an issue in my country. It's not what I'm proposing to you. What I'm telling you isn't something that's just a hypothetical. And in fact, people from the English Defense League, whatever this league is, right? I'm sure that they would all say yes, happily would sign it.
fuck
Of
me.
course, they would. That would be the point, right? I mean,
Sorry,
unless-
just going to say the English Defence League, which hasn't existed for 10 years, by the way,
or
mind you.
whatever these people are, these Robinson
Yeah, they
guys.
don't exist. There's a group of
No,
people
you
that
know,
move between towns and
it's just kind of
Martin
funny
Robertson,
to have
Tommy Robinson,
Americans just
yeah.
talk all this shit
Jack,
about the states that they don't even know what they're talking
Jack,
about.
well, Jack, would you answer the question? Would you agree? Would you sign happily a ban on Muslim immigration to UK?
And on all immigration is the UK, right?
But if they were to start with Muslims, would you start there and would you sign a Muslim ban?
No, I wouldn't sign a Muslim ban specifically.
Okay, that's great. I'm glad to
go
hear that you're
far
not in
enough.
favor of Muslim ban. Callum, would you?
It doesn't go far enough, so no.
Okay.
True. Also ban Christians.
Hey, okay, so that's a
Said
start.
I just want to
think
stop all immigration.
that even asylums, right? All forms of immigration, all visas too.
Ukrainians, because they made up.
Yep.
That's the reason the net migration spike. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Ukraine.
You
They
know,
shouldn't
like
be
just like here's
They made up.
Yep.
That's the
All forms of immigration, all visas too.
Ukrainians, because they made up.
Yep.
That's the reason the net migration spike. Yeah.
you
They
know,
shouldn't
like
be.
just like here's a point on
There you go. Ukrainians as well.
asylums and refugees, for example. The problem with the mass immigration is because of how tiny our country is in terms of population, infrastructure. Like, we can't actually take, people who should be asyled here temporarily. So, for example, if we didn't have massive immigration, we probably would have had the infrastructure to temporarily take some of the Ukrainian refugees over, who would then be able to. They wouldn't live here forever, but they're able to
Why not? What? That's just stupid.
go home after the war ended. Hong Kong,
Why would you forbid them from staying after the war ended?
obviously, like in terms of international British obligations, we have more of that because the treaty with China to defend Hong Kong is made with us, and there's people moving Hong Kong right now who are being oppressed over that. But if like 200,000 Hong Kongers came in, like a country with no mass immigration would probably be able to handle that a lot better than a country where you have millions of people coming in basically every year.
And mass immigration is a system that currently exists in the UK.
Mhm.
And that's represented
I
by
put
the
in the
asylum.
graph.
Why you have to say millions? Like net migration, there's never been a million in the UK, has it?
True. Billions and trillions. Billions and gajillions. Now I want to see some data.
Maybe like maybe one-
Yeah, over the last year, it pretty much just hit
net
almost a
net
million.
migration. I thought net migration
Yes.
was 600,000. No.
No,
My-
it hasn't been for a couple of years now. I have put in a graph in the chat. I will
Yeah.
relink it.
Let me see. Your
Sorry,
graph.
I'm a bit annoyed because I'm a bit obsessed with that topic, and it's annoying.
Yeah, I can tell that you're obsessed. Truly, I can tell. I can tell that you are obsessed, and I can tell that you're upset. Thank you for telling us, Mr. Obsessive guy. Thank you.
Annoying how little people seem to have picked up on it. Mass migration to this country was described
Oh,
that
we've
way
all picked up that you're obsessive. Yeah.
when it was at 300,000 because it was a massive change from our pre-1997 situation.
The
where we
net
had
migration graph you sent me is
roughly
below
10,000.
a million. Just so you know, it's what I said. It's a
Uh-oh. Oh. Millions of people per year. Of course. The hordes. The millions and millions and millions. And then you provide a graph that contradicts you. Congratulations. You big brained.
about 600,000. It's a bit
You big brained goof.
over
Oh, I'm
600,000.
terribly sorry. I'm probably thinking of something else then, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god. Oh, sorry. I must be thinking of something totally different. Oh my god. I'm so obsessed with this topic. I'm so obsessed, and I'm upset because I'm so obsessed with this topic. Hey, your graph is showing something totally different than what you just said. Oh, sorry, I must be thinking of something totally different. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. That is the highlight of this stream, this debate. I didn't expect it to be this funny. I did not expect to laugh so much. Oh, excuse me. I'm just talking about something totally different, mate. You see, Governor, Gov. Oh, brace yourselves. This one's long. This is long. This is gonna be long. We're here for the long haul. So, donate and subscribe.
It's higher than that. Maybe it's not including refugees for that graph, but
Yeah.
You think
mean,
there are- you think
Yeah.
There are 400,000
Lauren's not
refugees
here.
coming to the UK
I
in 1 year.
think there was a separate section on that, actually, if I recall correctly.
I feel
So
this is
if-
like the
if
go-to
Lauren-
topic for you guys. I feel like you should have these numbers fairly accessible. Net mig-
True. You just said millions per year. You said it. Guy, you're a journalist. You're a journalist. For fuck's sake. You report on the truth. You report on the news. You're showing us your journalist credentials in real time. I'm starting to doubt your journalism. I'm sorry. I'm starting to have real doubts on your journalistic integrity.
migration was unusually high in 2023, partly because a third of them were Ukrainian. It was 685,000. Usually we're about 400,000. Where did millions come from?
Where did they come from? From the bad countries. That's where they come from. Longer box. They come from Muslim countries. That's where they come from. That's my answer to your question.
Because you count the numbers. So if you
What?
if Lauren comes
Then I'm-
back, she's currently away. So if she could get that graph
Hello.
on screen. Hello.
Which graph? I'll bring a graph on
gone
screen.
forever.
I'll
We'll
put a
see
full
if
Yeah, I
second.
want to see the graph. Show us the graph of millions and millions of immigrants per year.
do that.
It's a bit shittily done.
Okay, you said asylum seekers made up the difference. How many asylum seekers came to the
didn't say
UK in? You said refugees, asylum seekers, no?
I said it may be.
Maybe. I'm so obsessed with this topic. Maybe, possibly, who knows? Like, for a person obsessed with the topic, you sure don't know what you're talking about. That's very telling.
Maybe. How
Which
confident are
page
you in
is
that
this
claim?
on?
Maybe. Maybe. Jesus. And that's the guy that said he was so obsessed with this topic. I don't know about you, but when I'm obsessed with a topic, I know something about the topic, at least a little bit. That is usually what happens when I'm obsessed. But
Callum, which page is this on? This is a
So it's
whole
in the
briefing.
Discord. It's
Yeah,
I put a full
Are you
stop
guys not
above.
like the go-to voices in immigration? You don't even know the fucking numbers for net migration.
true! Get him, Loner Box. Get him. Go get him. Show him who's boss. Show them who's Loner Boss. There you go. Today, you're no longer Loner Box. Today, you've been upgraded to Loner Boss. There you go. Nice. Nice. I did a thing. I did a wordplay. I'm just supposing you're obsessed about should be off the top of your head, or at least not in the bottom.
And asylum seeking in the UK,
Sorry,
and you're getting
I'm
millions.
about to help him bring it up. Callum, which page of this?
Why does he
House of
need
Commons
fucking
document
help?
is it on?
It's a good question. Truly loner boss. Loner bossing.
Because he wants to
'Cause
get
you're
it
talking.
right.
Shut the
Obviously.
fuck up. So if you go to the bottom of the chat, you can then find a full stop. That should take you, the thing it's full stopping towards should take you to the image I've added. I'm not the go-to
It
voice for
didn't.
this thing.
Good night, Tairu. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
I'm a travel vlogger, mate. But that
Traveler vlogger.
graph is horrific,
Oh, wait.
and people want to return to the 1997 era. They don't want to live in the current era. That's the complaint.
What does that have to do with the claim that there are millions of people coming in yearly?
Hey, just so you guys know, the net migration was unusually high in 2023, and it was like 600,000. Usually it's 400,000. For asylum seekers, it was 84,000 in that year. But
Yeah, that
even
sounds
that was
horrible.
unusually high.
Yeah, it's still 700,000
Partly
people.
to do with
So I'm-
yeah,
so-
again. Okay,
Well, now we're, as they say in the streamer debate world, moving the goalpost. It's millions per year. Well, it's not. It's far from millions per year. Well, it's still too much. We're not being serious at that point, are we? We've long left the realm of being serious at that point.
I'm so sorry that I mixed up gross and net. You know, when the net is when the actual point.
A journalist should not be mixing up these things. A journalist is a person that we typically go to learn the truth from. Okay? A journalist should not be a person that just shrug, put their hands up and say, well, I'm sorry for mixing up basic information. What do you want from me? I don't know. Basic integrity, basic knowledge. You're supposed to be the guy whose job is to inform people on stuff, no? No? Oh, I'm sorry, I just mixed up some basic facts. Who sue me? You got me. You got me.
Point is that still over 1 million people came to the country. You know, Brits are then leaving. You know, like, hey, maybe I wonder, maybe a reason why so many Brits are leaving is because millions of people came to the country.
Wait, is that true?
What? What the fuck? What? And what are you basing that on? That assertion? Where did that come from? Jesus. Okay. Okay then. Alrighty then. Fuck me. Oh.
Do you know that?
That could be a factor in
First
that.
of all, when you say, sorry, I mixed up gross and net, I mean, it's gross and net is kind of important, right?
It is, isn't it? Oh. I'm having a laugh.
Like, if 500,000 Muslims migrated to your country and like 10 million left, I'm sure you'd be happy about that. So gross and net matter, number one. Number two.
Yes.
Wait,
but
are all of our
correct,
good,
but in
like,
terms
white
of the
ethnic
scale, it's
British
still
people
hundreds
leaving
of thousands.
the UK? Where are they going? Where are they going?
They're going to Northern Africa. They're doing a student exchange program. That's where they're going. They're going to the place from where the people came. It's like an equal exchange, like in Full Metal Alchemist.
Going to a place that's free of Muslim immigration if they're leaving the UK. Are they going? They're not going back to the European Union, I hope, because that would be pretty embarrassing if that was the
True.
case, right?
I mean, a lot of people are moving to Australia right now. You see, even Australians.
But Australia has tons of immigrants. Australia has tons of immigrants. They're moving from one country with immigrants to another country with immigrants. Australia has tons of immigration, doesn't it? Isn't it like a super diverse place?
Complain that so many Brits are moving there when they have a housing crisis. So
Same,
So
we've
the
got
largest-
a problem with Brits coming here.
yeah,
the largest
Canada as well.
immigration of-
I believe Brits are still a very significant immigration population to Canada, the US, and Australia.
Yeah, we're trying to do something about that, but
That was an awkward laugh if I ever heard one.
I need to kick 2 people because have someone else coming in here shortly. Is anyone like have to leave soon?
You can kick me.
Who is that?
Pisco.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
guess
mean,
you've just
you
been
can kick
sitting.
me if I'm unhearable. I'm just like kind of sitting.
Oh,
here.
if you have more to add, I feel like you haven't gotten to chit chat at all. Are you
This
gonna?
is
Are
the
you?
worst piano recital ever. Am I still like not hearable? I don't
No,
understand.
you're.
how
We
this
can
is-
hear you now. We can hear you now.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, okay, you know what?
I wanted to argue
Just stick around. Pisco said he's gonna go, and then I'll just add Lucy. Lucy will be.
Jesus, that was a jump scare. I was like, wait, what? Am I being called what? Whoa. That was a weird moment. I was like, but then I realized there's more than one person called Lucy in the world. It's just then I realized, oh wait, I'm not the only person called Lucy in the world. Never mind. I'm not the only one. There's more than one Lucy, unfortunately. It was like,
Good because she is. She's kind of got critiques of all sides.
That means she's a conservative 1,000,000,000,000% and is
true.
exclusively anti-immigration and has never said a good thing about a left-leaning person her entire life. I'm ready for it. All right.
All right. Thanks.
It's the riots, but okay. Oh, Pisco just left on his own. That's helpful.
Good. Fuck him. Peruvian immigrant, by the way, isn't he? What is he? He's something bad.
All right.
Truly the worst. I'm joking.
Okay.
Where are you? I don't think you're joking.
But if you,
Sorry,
I'm not, based on the entirety of today, I'm not sure if you are joking, actually.
I couldn't get your document up here, Callum.
That's definitely our Lucy. Never said a nice thing about any left-leaning person in your life. Well, you know, there's definitely at least one person that I could say something nice about. That's left-leaning.
doesn't take me directly to the graph, but I did my best. Like,
okie
tell me
dokie.
what-
I'll get a tweet with it in for you.
Yeah, if you tweet it out, I can. Stephen, do you actually think that these riots between the BLM and the UK stuff are comparable?
I mean, they're both riots.
Uh-oh.
And they're comparable in the UK, Lauren. Like the BLM protests in the UK
I
compared to
think
these riots and the first 6 days.
Nothing comparable between them. I mean, I've said that on X. I've explained my reasoning. In one case, you have people actively asking to dismantle the police, literally, defund the police. And in the other, people are saying, please enforce our borders.
You understand? Wait, hold on. No, wait. Hold on, wait. I want you to give me a better version of what you think BLM was protesting for. Try one more time.
Against police brutality, but we had...
Uh-oh. So it's about better enforcing the law, sort of, isn't it? Sort of better enforcing the safety of the citizens, isn't it? I do remember that, you know. Let's forget about that for now.
Plenty of people, media, activists, BLM, heads of the organization saying defund the police.
And when they were saying defund the police, why? What were they saying it for? What do they want to do? What was the end goal there?
Because they believe the police are racist.
And what was the end goal?
The end goal was community policing, Chaz.
There you go. Okay, there you go. Now you're saying it with derision because that's so unbelievable to you, but there you
Oh, wow.
you go. At least you did it. At least you did a little bit better.
Community policing is
Okay.
unhinged.
Yeah, about as unhinged as saying we should deport every single second-generation immigrant from the UK.
That is pretty unhinged.
Okay, you know it's a fantastic position that will never happen, right?
People are not even asking for that.
Well, some of the people in this debate were sort of asking for that, but, you know, some journalists.
There's someone in this call who is saying they would want to do.
I feel like such a prophet tonight, or today, because it's already morning. God. Look at his face. He looks, I don't know, What is this guy's expression? Does not look happy.
Do that. What do you?
This is not a happy camper. Oh, he's not a happy camper either. None of them look happy right now. None of them look pleased with what's going on. Wonder why. Wonder what happened. Maybe they ate something bad.
What do you mean?
What do you think, wait, Lauren? What do you think the rioters want in the first 6 days?
The
This
rioters
is not.
want
I'm sorry.
Hang on.
Sorry, I just want to say I didn't say that. I don't believe
They
Callum
don't
said
just want
that either.
borders. Don't stop saying they just
who in
want
this call?
borders.
Wait, who in this call said that?
Well, I heard somebody earlier today. Didn't somebody say that they would deport if they had the ability to? Didn't Pisco ask one of the two people in here questions if they would deport all fucking Muslim immigrants or whatever? Did I misunderstand that?
Oh, who said that?
Uh-oh.
I don't remember who. Pisco was talking to somebody else. I'm doing notes over here.
Well, we talked about
Everyone-
deporting criminals. We talked about getting rid of people's visas, letting them expire, and then deporting people. But nobody said we should deport every second generation immigrant here.
Hold on. No, who are Muslim? Sorry, my bad. Muslim.
True. Get it right, Stephen. Get it right. Get it right.
Muslims.
I
You'll
also
find a
believe
separate
we didn't say that
map.
either.
Is it okay? Wait, Callum, are you in favor of deporting Muslims from the United Kingdom?
No, I'm in favor of getting rid of foreigners. Again, we don't talk in terms of race and such. We talk in terms of ethnic groups.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't bring up a race or ethnic group. I asked for Muslims. So you're okay keeping all the Muslims that exist in Britain if they're white?
No, the foreign ones have to go.
What is when you say foreign? How foreign? Like up to second, third, fourth generation? What does that mean?
No,
Uh-oh.
they're on a visa. You let the visa expire, and then if they overstay their visa, they've now committed.
Wait, so that guy... So the whole argument falls apart. The guy was born here. The whole argument just falls apart like a house of cards. The knifer was born here, not a foreigner. Then why did this even spark an anti-immigration thing? He was born here.
A crime which they can be arrested and forcibly deported for.
Okay, so
No,
then like the
second-
kid that did the
second
wait. So then the
immigrant.
kid that just did the stabbing a few days ago, you wouldn't be for deporting somebody like that before he did the stabbing because he's a second generation immigrant.
I don't know his immigration status. Just because he's born here doesn't mean he's a British citizen.
What? That's stupid. No, that's not. That's impossible, is it?
But we shouldn't be in this situation to begin with.
Wait,
So-
why
Just
is
to,
it?
just to be clear, most of the migrant crime in the UK, whether it's Windrush or the
Is that true?
grooming gangs and all that, like these are mostly second generation immigrants, or at least disproportionately. So these people, it's not about visa question. These guys are British citizens.
I don't know how they
I
determine
know we
British
shouldn't have gotten in this situation. We should
citizenship
have never
status. I have
allowed
no
their
idea.
parents to come.
And they're here now. So do you have any plans for them, or do they just stay and have kids and those people have kids, or what?
Yeah. What's the plan? Tell us, please. Go on. Explain to us your grand scheme.
Well, if they're citizens, you can't forcibly deport them. It's very sad. If they've got dual citizenship, you can get rid of
That's
them.
very sad. Wait. You just answered the question that you weren't and that you were didn't have the guts to answer before. So you are for kicking them all out. You said I cannot legally do it, which is sad, which means that if you could, you would. But earlier you said you wouldn't. But now you basically said you would, because you said it's sad that you cannot legally. So which is it, once again? Is it sad because you can't legally? Or would you just not? You cannot have both, sort of, kind of, I think.
them. And in terms of those on visas, that makes up about, I think it's 50% of our foreign population. So about 5 million people, which would completely correct the problems we're dealing with.
Wait, what? Say that last part again. Sorry, I didn't hear.
It would completely correct the problems we're dealing with to get rid of the 5 million who have come in the last 20 years who are on visas.
Okay, but you would. I guess early when you were saying deport foreigners, I don't know what is a foreigner to you. What is that?
Yeah, what is a foreigner?
count as? Just somebody that doesn't have citizenship, or?
So in conversational terms, when we use the word foreigner, we mean people who are not of the English, when we're talking about England, in the same way that if I'm English, for example, so I wouldn't be allowed in the Polish tribe. I'm not a Pole.
What the fuck does Polish tribe mean? What? I want to hear that again, and then I'll give you my take on this. Okay.
Okay, of the
If I'm English, for example,
What the fuck does that mean?
also I wouldn't be allowed in the Polish tribe. I'm not.
The Polish. My best friend, Ren, she has lived here since she was 2. She has a Polish citizenship. As far as I'm concerned, she's as much Polish as she's Vietnamese. She's not a foreigner to me. What the fuck? It's as simple as that. I'm sorry. To the Polish tribe. What the... Oh, oh God. The Polish tribe. Welcome to the Polish tribe. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Not a Pole.
when you say
I'm
of
a
the
Pole.
English, what do you? What, I don't. What are you referring to here?
So
The English.
I'm English, for example, so I wouldn't be allowed in the Polish tribe. I'm
There's no such thing as a Polish tribe. If we're gonna be pedantic, the Polish people, quote unquote, are made up of actually many different Slavic tribes that banded together. There you go. If you really wanna break it down into tribes.
not a Pole.
When you say
can't
of
become
the
a Pole.
English, what do you? What, I don't. What are you referring to here?
So Russians, Uzbeks, Persians, Indians, I mean, just non-English people.
I don't know. What, is a Russian like a person just born in Russia, or is it? What, I don't know what that means when you say Russian English. Do you mean people
Well,
with like
in this-
citizenships to these countries, or do you mean?
Well, we would be dealing with people who are either here on visas, or if they have dual citizenship, my position is get rid of the dual citizenship.
Okay, so when you say foreigners, you're just referring to people that have dual citizenship.
That's the way you can deal with it. Yes, it would solve all the problems, and then most people would be happy.
Okay.
So we've got Lucy here. Lucy, I'm gonna.
Hello, welcome. Hello, I'm here. I am here. It's me. It feels so weird hearing Lawrence Southern say that.
Quickly read a few of the super chats because I've been ignoring everyone.
Yes, please donate. Please give me a gym pics. Please stop being white.
And then I'm going to give you a chance to introduce yourself and who you are. Okay,
I'm the biggest Polish trans streamer. I'm gonna preemptively introduce myself.
people I have missed. Oh my goodness, a lot of people actually. Omid Pakbin, that feel when you immigrate to the West to escape Islam, only to see your home is being infected with the same ideology. Yeah. Not great. Lauren is going full boomer mode from Jeremy S. Yes, I am. Angel Martin says the initial protest was largely due to the officials and press giving no answers at the beginning. This was also a day or two after a massive Patriot rally in London on the 27th. Dashing Rogue, this all started in the 90s with the satanic scriptures. I don't know.
That's Lauren's audience.
Glenn, still appreciate your work. Thank you. Spencer says, Destiny thinks I'm evil. I think he's just wrong. We are not the same. By their fruits ye shall know them. What fruits does Destiny bear? Angel Martin, it would seem this attack on our children was in response to the massive London Patriot rally.
We
Has a
don't know that.
non-white
There's no
culture
motive.
ever developed constitutionalism, republicanism, or a rule of law? This was a question for Destiny, but he's got a few more here. Destiny, are you being paid by Act Blue? People want to know. Jacob Lowe.
Yes, they deposit $1,000 in my bank account every day. I say something good about Kamala Harris.
Okay, wonderful. This stream is a mess. Love you, Lauren, from Professor Suggun. Destiny is literally a paid actor from Jacob Lowe again. Hellraiser. Lauren and chat, in regard to migration crime, is there any data on the rate of crime from Rwandan immigrants before mass migration? That would be good to look at for sure. Brewmaster again, we should only accept immigration from nations that share our values and maybe work visas for college students from nations we want to influence. And then Isabella, I did not. Oh, this is about my last video, which I'm just not going to read, but thank you for the super chat. All right, Lucy, thank you for joining the stream.
It feels so weird to hear Lucy from this person.
A little bit about yourself. Obviously, we've known each other for years, but the chat may not know.
Yeah, so I work for Tommy. I found myself falling into the Rebel News kind of cycle in
Wait, I'm sorry, just real quick.
2017.
So when you said you work for Tommy, who was that? Tommy Robinson?
Tommy Robinson, sorry. I worked sort of
Oh, there we go. Tommy Robinson.
technically for the Rebel, but it was as his support staff with a couple of gay guys, George and Kaylin, who I'm sure Lauren knows. So yeah, so we fell into
Why did she have to specify that she worked with a couple of gay guys? Does that have to do with anything?
that mainly on account of the terror attacks that were happening. I would say that's what brought me into the
A couple of gay guys. That is such a weird thing to say. I worked with this guy, with a couple of gay guys. Okay. Sure.
game. And then working for Tommy just sort of went from one problem to the other. Like obviously he's got his issues and they started to come out. And then in 2018 we put on a big giant event called the Day for Freedom in Whitehall, and Tommy invited a YouTuber called Ali Dawa, who I'm sure you know. He was there with Mohammed Hijab, who I'm sure some people will recognize that name. And Tommy
She worked with gay guys, therefore she's not prejudiced.
told me to go and tell them that they weren't invited anymore, and I had to go and tell them to leave, and they got set upon by football hooligans and drunk thugs. Basically, I tried to protect them.
Oh, were they all foreign invaders, the hooligans and footballers?
And then Tommy blamed this on me, and then I've spent the past 6 years being harassed and stalked by his followers and being called a Judas and all this kind of stuff. And now I'm kind of back, finally got some restraining orders, and now feel a little bit less afraid of being on the internet. So I'm kind of here to just kind of push against some of his misinformation.
Oh, so it's like, okay, I see what's happening here.
Just kind of to exist. Like I'm not necessarily right or left. I'm just sort of here, just trying to correct and just trying to see how things are going. So I think he's being a bit of a warlord. He's kind of warlord posting a lot.
Yeah, see,
So let's see.
interesting.
I'm not left, I'm not right, I'm just forward.
Destiny, you were saying she was going to be a hardcore conservative.
Oh, no, yeah, not the Tommy Robinson employee. Of course not. I was completely off. My bad.
So, Destiny, she was supposed to be hardcore right winger. What do you have to say, Destiny?
Well,
Can I
obviously,
ask,
you're a
Did you
smart guy,
listen to what she
Destiny.
just said?
Yeah. If we are to take her on her word, she basically says that she doesn't have she doesn't have any political leanings. She just bases her political leanings on whether or not her boss treats her well or not, from what I'm hearing. If we are to sort of take her at her word. I used to be hardcore right-winger when my boss was nice to me, but then he wasn't anymore. So now I'm not. Come on. Come on. Please. That's the basis of, where I am politically, whether or not my boss is nice to me.
You'll know that I joined BLM first, right? You're a smart guy. You know that I come from BLM and feminist movements, right?
Yes, actually, because being smart means that you know every single random fact about every person on the planet. So I did indeed know that.
Oh,
Thank
you
you for
Whoops.
reminding the
You
audience.
seem to know about
Yes,
me before. You seem to know about me before,
person on the planet. So I did indeed.
right?
Yes, actually, because being smart means that you know every single random fact about every person on the planet. So I did indeed know that.
Oh,
Thank you for reminding the
seem to
audience.
know
Yes.
about me
Ugh, witty Steven. Witty Steven.
before. You seem to know about me before. Just saying.
People are never allowed to change their opinions. You're only one thing ever. That's a true fact.
I said that as well. I think yes, that was a good rebuttal
no,
for
no,
that thing. I
okay.
definitely just said.
Passive aggressive shit. No, I wanted to ask you, Lucy.
Jesus Christ! It even seemed. Damn. After hearing that, now I really feel like calling into Bloner Box.
What? So did you hear the discussion that we had earlier about the role in disinformation in starting the first riot? Did you hear us talking about that?
I didn't hear the full bit. No, sorry.
So basically, we were arguing, or they were arguing, about the role of disinformation in starting the first riot and whether or not people were led to believe or to blame Muslims for the stabbing in Southport, and whether Tommy Robinson's role in that. Do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, of
For the
course he
first
did.
riot?
Yeah, of course he did. It was one of the first thing he tweeted, wasn't it? He was absolutely spreading misinformation, saying that it sounded like, and then this name that apparently translated to some phrase, you know, him
Corridor,
and Katie
something,
Hopkins,
right?
something like that. I'm going to my apartment. It was like Ali Al something or other. He was spreading that, and then Katie Hopkins, and then Lawrence Fox, and yeah, I would say that it was definitely like he fueled the flames. And then also it was his guy Danny Tomo that works for him. I think it was kind of my replacement, but he was going on Telegram saying, "Oh, whole city should be up in flames" and all this kind of stuff. So there's definitely like some fingers to point that way. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I just thought there was a bit of a disagreement on it earlier.
But do you think that this
Damn.
has been one of the big disagreements, Lucy, is the idea that
Yes.
why are people outside of mosque when this was a Rwandan, second generation immigrant who wasn't Muslim? Why? And of course, Callum, Jack, and I are saying this is a culmination of many issues, including the grooming gangs, including the violence that has occurred.
What does a Christian guy born in this country have to do with grooming gangs and
Knife crime, the carjackings, whatever, as well as cultural just contentions at the moment, free speech issues. Would you agree that
what did any of those things have to do with the guy that did the stabbing, though? Any of them?
this wasn't just about the stabbing that occurred, but it's been a buildup over years and years of working class people being ignored and slandered?
Well, yeah, I don't think these people care anymore. I don't think they care if it was a Muslim or not. I think they're just going out in the street and they're taking their anger out on the people rather than the politicians, because if you think about it, you've had things like reform, you had the Brexit Party, we had the Brexit vote, and then they wanted us to vote again. So we had to fight a second referendum. We've got all these groups that have been and gone. You've got some more hard right groups. You've got some more kind of liberalisty type groups. And the immigration figures, as far as I know, haven't really changed. So there's been a lot of, I think, false promises that have been.
But they have changed according to everybody here. According to everybody here, they've gone bigger. So have they changed or haven't they changed?
Made, and I think these are the people that just don't care anymore. And I don't think they feel like they have anything left to lose. I think that's the things that you're seeing on the street at the moment. I think it's very sad and very disgusting, but I just don't think they care anymore. And it is gross. And they are going
Sad and disgusting are two very different things.
around just punching black people, and it's horrible. But that's the stuff that we were trying to warn about for years could happen if these issues aren't addressed.
It's basically like saying, oh, wow, look. And yes, I'm going there. I'm going to the Nazis. I'm going to World War II. It's basically like saying, damn, look at them Nazis murdering Jewish people. Hey, we've been warning you about it for years now. That it would happen if you wouldn't do something about the Jewish question. Huh? We warned you for years.
Everything Lucy's saying is correct.
Fine.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Well, I like hearing that. Thank you. Thank you. I needed that. I needed that confirmation. Whew. Here I was afraid I was talking a bunch of nonsense, but if they say that everything that I just said is correct, then
Oh, excellent.
Any thoughts from anyone else? Want to push back on that? Disagree? This is what inevitably happens when you ignore the wishes of the people, when the people say mass immigration is a crisis, when both left and right agree that immigration numbers
it's getting pretty on the nose, isn't it? What is? What is getting pretty on the nose?
are too high, like they do in Canada.
What were you trying to say, you valuable fowl? What are you saying here?
And nothing has changed. Do you think that social chaos is the inevitable result, and you had to do something to prevent it beforehand?
It's just
think you're half
the
right.
thing
I don't
is
think it's
no.
like an
Hold on,
inevitable
no.
result,
There is no
because-
Quiet, loner box. I'm speaking now.
half right. No, the
You
issue
don't
is
know what I'm going
that
to say, motherfucker.
no, you shouldn't have given him any credit in the beginning. You can everything else about was right, okay? But no, the issue is that you have no like actual policy position or actual stance on any of this that anybody cares to actually articulate, because there might be some people that are genuinely frustrated with things in society. Immigration is an easy scapegoat. There might be some people that are genuinely frustrated
True, it is an easy scapegoat.
with immigration because immigration has caused some problems, and there's a whole bunch of people who are just racist. But since nobody actually articulates any real type of policy, you just end up in a Brexit-like situation where people are like, oh yeah, we should Brexit, and then you spend the next like years arguing, well fuck, I don't actually
I mean, the Nazi comment was pretty apt. It was pretty apt, wasn't it?
know what that looks like, or I don't know what we should actually fucking do. And it's the same thing with immigration. Like even the policy positions have been articulated here. Like, I'm against mass migration. I don't know why you keep saying that. You're against all immigration. Just say that, like what was said earlier. Say I'm against all immigration. But people won't say that because it's
But
probably
I'm
not the
I'm
actual
not against
position.
all immigration.
Well,
That's not
even
my
when you say
argument.
mass migration, what does mass migration mean?
So look at the
Mass-
graph. So you notice how the graph used to be that we had tens of thousands of people coming, some leaving, and it would hover up and down. And then in 1997, the things changed because we had an enlargement of the European Union. The numbers went up to the hundreds of thousands. People considered this horrific, which is why we ended up with the Brexit referendum. And then they tried to
That's not how it happened. That's not how Brexit happened.
ignore the Brexit referendum. And then
In fact, the biggest talking point of Brexit was that the EU was telling Great Britain what to do and is draining Britain's resources. The biggest talking point of Brexit was not immigration.
eventually, Dominic Cummings and Boris Johnson got into power in 2019. And on their campaign promise was get Brexit done. They were very patriotic. It was all about patriotic things and getting immigration sorted out, etc., etc. They won a landslide, not just seats, but votes. And then when they got in, according to Dominic Cummings, he proposed the policy of, hey, let's have a points-based system. We will basically exterminate.
Because if it was just about immigration, then individual EU countries, as far as I know, can make the border things stricter, even within the Schengen thing. So why do a whole Brexit? It makes no sense.
Low-skilled labor coming in because that's not helping anyone, and we're going to try and steal the people who go to Silicon Valley. And
Wait, can I ask just a real quick question for this graph?
I need to finish before you, but I will let you. Sorry. So they proposed that. According to Dominic Cummings, Boris said, "Screw that." They put the point-based system in place, and ever since, the immigration has now massively increased from what was considered unacceptable. That's what we mean by mass immigration. That the pre-1997 levels were perfectly acceptable. People were pretty much happy with it.
You were just saying that millions of people yearly come to England.
It wasn't a discussion point that people had in politics. But since things have changed to hundreds of thousands to up to 1 million coming in, not net, but gross, that's unacceptable. And the fact that through that entire period we voted for lower immigration every election in terms of the manifesto claiming that that's what they would do of the party who won is horrific.
It looks
and
like
if you
most
can't
of
vote your way out of this.
Yeah, it looks like most of your migration happened. Like the huge spike was after Brexit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they betrayed us.
Why are they
That's
so
why people are
patriotic?
angry.
Wow, the Conservatives messed up and allowed mass migration. This is the first time I'm hearing about
When you say
this.
messed
They
up and
do
allowed
what
mass
they promised.
migration, how
Oh
do they
my
allow?
God.
How do they allow it? What happened?
So they left the European Union in 2019 or 2020. Officially, it finally happened. But they changed the immigration rules, so we now have a point-based system. And you get points for very basic things, such as speaking a simple level of English or having a job that pays well below the average wage. So the ability of people to come here became massively easier, even though this is exactly the opposite of what Boris Johnson was going to implement when he spoke to voters, which is why everyone hates them.
Right, and there are policies that you could implement. The nation of Denmark is actually pretty restrictive on immigration, and they don't have right-wing party uprisings. They don't have riots or anything like that. You have refugees get put in third-party countries while they're being vetted. If your kids are going to school and they're from a foreign country, they have integration programs. And this is one of the reasons why, across the political spectrum, the immigration policies, even though they're criticized by the EU, in Denmark, they're basically, it's like a non-issue. So yeah, there are restrictions that you can implement, like actual tangible policies, and they prevent these right-wing like uprisings, these riots, and all of this stuff, things like Brexit, and that's what people want implemented. Like, you pretend there's no sensible policy on immigration. It exists. It's in Europe, and the people are happy with it. And it's so popular that it's not just the right-wing policies, but parties, it's the left-wing policies that buy into it, because they don't want people coming in and undercutting their union wages or whatever issue that they have that makes them historically against immigration. So yeah, there are definitely things that you can do to improve the situation and not have all this crazy fighting in the streets.
So when
I'd be careful with that last claim, with the idea that appeasing anti-immigrant like sentiment is what like makes the violence go away, because you mentioned like 1990s levels, and before that things were even lower. But again, it's not like race riots were a new thing just recently. We used to have this in the 70s with the National Front when immigration wasn't particularly high. It wasn't particularly high in the 80s when we had anti-immigration riots. Even if you look at the UK, I thought until last week, people used to brag about how the UK actually, compared to most European countries, had fairly positive attitudes towards immigration compared to the rest of Europe, right? The most anti-immigrant sentiment in Europe does not come from like France or places like London or whatever. It comes from places like Czechia or Hungary, places that have lower, like barely any immigration, or Finland. So, and that's actually did demonstrate itself very well through our election, is that Reform UK, the big anti-immigrant party, they won their 5 seats, 4 of which were won in 94% white plus communities, which is way above the national average. Because this is what when you talk about people not being listened to, the thing I get is that I agree that there's problems with abandonment and post-industrialization and working class communities being ignored and all this kind of stuff. That's very real. The problem is that it's not just that. It's that plus, and I'm sure Lucy's mentioned this, is that it's that.
I've mentioned all of it. Thank you, Lonerbox.
Plus demagogues and people who just lie to them habitually about and exaggerate the effects of immigration that drive them to feel like the effects are so much.
Look at this guy. How unhappy he is.